Israeli soldiers wounded in Gaza is mounting.
Israel's defense ministry says roughly 3,000 members of the country's security forces have been wounded since the Israel-Hamas war began. Eden Kleiman, who heads the non-profit Disabled Veterans Organization, says he has never seen such a large scope of wounded soldiers. More than 160 soldiers have been killed since the ground operation began, and 1,200 Israelis were killed in the October 7th Hamas attack on Israel. In Gaza, more than 21,000 Palestinians have been killed. I'm Karen Shamas.
A storm that battered the UK with high winds and heavy snow has damaged homes, canceled trains, left thousands without electricity across Scotland and parts of northern England. Utility crews dealing with wind speeds of 80 miles per hour in some coastal areas of Scotland as they struggle to restore power. The storm also caused widespread disruption of train service across Scotland. Townhall.com. A member of a famed World War II American jungle fighting unit, thought to be the last man standing from that unit, has died.
Russell Hamler was part of Merrill's Marauders, who spent months behind enemy lines, marching hundreds of miles through the tangled jungles and steep mountains of Burma to capture a Japanese-held airfield and open an Allied supply route between India and China. In 2022, the Marauders received the Congressional Gold Medal, Congress's highest honor, and their exploits also inspired a 1962 movie, and dozens of Marauders were awarded individual decorations after the war, from the Distinguished Service Cross to the Silver Star. Hamler was 99 years old. Ron DeRockster reporting.
The house where 4 University of Idaho students were killed last year is about to meet the wrecking ball. A university spokesman says it's hoped that today's demolition will help to bring closure and healing to the community. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder, and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar, the cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The tabloid, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Thursday, everybody. That Thursday during the week between Christmas and New Year's. Happy Thursday, everybody. Hope your day's going well. If you're off for the Christmas holiday, hope you're enjoying your time off. If you got the work thing, well, get ready for another long weekend, because we got what to get through today, probably tomorrow, and then enjoy another. That's the great thing about the Christmas time, is you get the Christmas holiday, and then you have to go back to work, and you're kind of like, oh man, I could use another break. It's like, oh, here's New Year's for another long weekend for you. So enjoy it, because this is your last little bit of downtime before we hit the grind that is 2024. So
you really got that Thursday feeling.
It does. It's well, and I'm not gonna lie. Like this morning, because I didn't have to trick my wife into coming into work today to get a painting or anything. So she was snoozing soundly in bed this morning, and of course Sean's off, and everybody's off except for the co-corn, but it's just you and me in the building. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah. This is why I reinforced the idea I had yesterday, where it should just be Christmas week off.
I agree, but the rest of the world doesn't want to play with us. So till then, we're here. But happy Thursday, and welcome to the salt mine for those that are got to go out today. Don't forget, Today is day 2 of the Pokhorn and Goddard Holiday Invitational Tournaments. We will have a full slate of action for you on KSVPTV.com. There's 2 channels. One channel is all the games taking place at Ground Zero Goddard, and channel number 2 is all the games taking place at the Roswell Coyote Den. All the games that are going on, we're videoing. The only games we have actual announcers and everything are the Roswell, Goddard, and Artesia matchups. So we're actually doing some of the Artesia matchups on the radio in Artesia for folks there. It's a different scenario in Artesia versus Roswell. Where Artesia's a one-school town, and they live, breathe, eat, sleep, drink, think, talk, walk,
Artesia,
live bulldogs. That's what they do. And so, but here, half the town is rooting for one side or the other here with us, Goddard and Roswell.
I've heard even their poop is orange. No.
Might be. But anyway, that's something that, so we carry some of those on there. But we will have all the games for you. But better yet, you're local. You live here. You are literally a hop, skip, and a jump away from the Coyote Den or the Ground Zero Gym at Goddard here. So I invite you to get a pass or get tickets to the games and go watch them. Get out there and support the teams and support of course the Optimist. They have been a sponsor and supporter of the Pokhorn tournament, and they do an amazing job hosting that tournament every year. So go out there and enjoy some of their hospitality. They really do a great job. The games are always excellent. It's great to see basketball from all over the state. It's one of the most prestigious tournaments in the state. So get on out there, get a pass, and watch some of the day 2 action out there. But if you got to work or you can't, you're out of town, KSVPTV.com will have all the games there for you. But like I said, only announcers for the Roswell, Goddard, and Artesia matchups. So.
Yeah, Artesia handles Artesia business.
That's right. So, but we'll have all that for you. And then of course we won't have as far as shows next week. We won't have a show Monday because of New Year's Day, but I'll be back in Tuesday, and we'll have a full rest of the week. I think Sean will be back by then too. So
okay,
everyone will be back in the back to the normal grind next Tuesday. So so a couple more days.
Funny how it's like the same week as Christmas week. Basically, it's just a repeat.
yeah. And I don't know. It just seems weird that Christmas fell on the Monday this year, which puts New Year's on the Monday, which kind of it's kind of messed. In my head, it kind of messes with the clock for the Pokhorn, because I always feel like Christmas is like that end of the week, and then the next week's the Pokhorn, and then the next week after that. But because the way school's here too, they're off next week.
Yeah.
So because they don't go back to like the 7th. so we had. All right, work, boom, it's Christmas. Oh, now I got this week in between, which is also the same week as Christmas. So, I don't know, it's just a weird clock this year.
It's a weird, 3-day weekend, but in the opposite direction.
Yeah, but it made the Pokhorn, happen here at the end of the week. So, usually it's in my head, Pokhorn starts on Tuesday, wraps up on Thursday, and then Friday we have the New Year's weekend, but it goes till tomorrow. This is only day 2 of the Pokhorn.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. It's just me. It seems like everything's a day late now. And then of course with the kids, they're going to be off all next week. That's going to feel weird because the rest of us are going to be kind of in the back to done holiday mode because New Year's has happened. Everything's happened. We're all, but the kids, are going to have another week, which is going to throw everybody's schedule off because they're going to feel like a work week. But the kids are still in holiday mode. So, I think next week's going to be a messy week for a lot of families that, because the kids aren't on the normal schedule yet. So we'll see. They're not complaining, but I'm sure there'll be a few families like, man, why aren't you back in school?
Yeah. It's weird for me personally too, because it's for the WWE, this is the first time ever this is the first time in a long time where Monday Night Raw has been off. Because of Christmas.
Oh. So what do they do? Nothing? Or
they just had a best of episode.
Do they do Christmas wrestling?
They did have a the week before
Yeah.
Christmas, they had a Miracle on 34th Street fight.
Oh, jeez. Merry Christmas, one and all. Let's beat the snot out of each other.
Yeah, and then they put up like Christmas trees and like other Christmas-related props for them to just like throw it,
body slam and suplex them into and whatnot. Yeah.
throw at each other.
So they get did they get the rough with like glass bulbs and everything else? Getting, like the real extreme wrestling where the barbed wire and all that. Did they go with
No, it's
Christmas related? Oh, because it's on TV. So
no,
they gotta,
it's like PG now.
Oh,
So
yeah. It's not like the real dark.
The other show likes to do the blood and stuff.
Oh, okay. But they do it on
Yeah.
TV? Or is that strictly like if you go to the matches?
They do it sometimes on TV.
Okay.
Sometimes.
See, like back
It depends on the wrestler,
when I enjoyed wrestling, now this is when I was a child.
whatever they're into.
Yeah, but this is like the 80s. So this is like when I watch wrestling, guys like Sergeant Slaughter were ruling the world, okay? So back in those days, like they had the extreme wrestling, obviously, but that was never on TV. That was like in the magazines and
Okay.
like, you know what I mean? Like you get the wrestling magazines and always black and white photos, and it looked even more worse in black and white to me.
Yeah.
But that was always the wrestling that was. Ooh, I hear they got this real wrestling. It's like for real. Like it's not, they're beating each other up, and that's not like Hulk Hogan. Because for me, I'd get up at Saturday mornings.
Okay.
Wrestling wasn't on primetime TV back then. It was on Saturday mornings at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
After the cartoons and everything for Saturday morning happened.
Yeah.
And at 11,
This is
wrestling would come on.
This is like the Jerry Lawler era, like the Memphis wrestling.
But it was like early days of WWE, it was WWF back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was that was actually the heyday of WWF. To be honest, because that's when they got the big deals. Because that's when WrestleMania first happened, and once WrestleMania first happened, and all that kind of put it on another level.
Yeah.
Where it went mainstream once WrestleMania happened. Before then it was niche, starting to become mainstream. But those Saturday morning and Hulk Hogan and all that, it turned it. That's when all the toys. That's when like wrestling went mainstream. When you could go to a store and buy WWF wrestling figures and things. Prior to that, you'd have it was very underground or very niche.
Yeah. Like you had the Bruno Sammartino.
Yeah.
And
then wrestling
biggest
was way more territorial back then.
Yeah.
Whereas now
Ohio
now it's WCW or WWE or whatever. But every little Mid-Atlantic area had their little wrestling alliance, and they're in Nashville and they have their wrestling alliance, and down in Canada they got a little group of people doing a thing in there. That was kind of.
I've heard the stories about the territories.
Yeah. That was. Kind of that Saturday morning, 11 o'clock. That really changed all of that in that wrestling world. But anyway, I got into a tangent.
You know what you need to watch? There's a clip of Jerry Lawler getting in a fight with somebody. This is on national television, and he later gets run over by a car. Like he kind of flips over the car, but like everybody, it was on Memphis television, and everyone was calling in thinking that they witnessed a homicide on national television.
Nice.
Vehicular homicide.
Because
and it killed the angle because they had to apologize later on.
I think I remember hearing a story about that particular. You know what you need to watch?
Yeah.
And Vice Channel has them. I don't know if you can watch them online somewhere. But they do a show, and I don't know if they have new ones or I haven't had Vice for a little bit, but I used to watch them all the time. And there's at least two seasons of it. It's called, and The Rock was the one that produced the show, Dwayne Johnson. The show's called Tales from the Territories.
Okay.
And literally, it's an hour-long show of old wrestlers like sitting at a table, just smoking and drinking and telling stories about the territory days. Each show's themed. Like one will talk about a particular territory. Usually each episode talks about a different territory. And they tell the stories. And man, there's some good stories. I mean, that one you were talking about there is icing on the cake. There's ones that they're talking about them traveling and bathroom related. Oh, it's just amazingly funny stories. There would have been god awful. But to sit around and hear the stories, they're pretty funny.
That really is the best part of wrestling, is the stories that they have.
Yeah, I don't even care about wrestling anymore. I have no idea who the wrestling matches are and who's in anything. Don't care. But I love hearing the behind-the-scenes stuff. I'll sit there and watch that all the time. I won't watch the actual wrestling. I'll watch all the behind-the-scenes stuff, though. But that's just me. But anyway, but yeah, Tales from the Territories. You'll like that show.
Okay.
Check it out. It's pretty good. If you like all those things, I
probably will.
You'll enjoy that. Let me give everybody the rundown for today's show. This hour, we're going to replay our interview we had with Chris, Bryce, Alex, and Tony. They joined us yesterday to talk about Radio Razzle Dazzle, which is going to be a fun play. I just ordered my tickets. It's happening tomorrow night at the Liberty. It's dinner and a show. And you can get your tickets right now at thelibertyinc.com. But we had them on yesterday to talk a little bit about the play. And so we're going to play that interview for you here in just a few. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, Ted Smith with American Legion Post 61 joined us yesterday. Gives an update what they've got going on. So we're going to play that for you here in the 8 o'clock hour. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Crystal Noble with the Roswell Humane Society will join us, give us an update on what's happening with pets there. Talk about the New Year, the Christmas and the New Year and all that, what they've got going on with pets and things at the thrift store there too. So we'll get that update from Crystal about 9:15. Plus, we'll do all your features, include the newses of the local and national variety, your Wall Street business updates, weather, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Before we do any of that, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure parked over the Four Corners region. That'll be covering our area through the upcoming weekend, so things look pretty good. Sunny and low 50s for the high today. Mid-20s and clear for the overnight hours. Warming up a little bit on Friday. Sunshine and upper 50s will be right around the 60-degree mark for both Saturday and Sunday. Should be plenty of sunshine. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, let me bring up my weather. I thought I had it up, but it's not up. There it is. Currently 28 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 72%. Winds currently out of the northeast at 3 miles per hour. I'm sensing a pattern. 50s, 20s. That's our pattern this week. 50s, 20s. 50s during the day, 20s during the night. Sunny today, 55 for a high. 50 with northwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. Clear tonight, overnight low of 23 degrees, winds out of the northwest at around 5 miles per hour. Friday, sunny, high of 57. Winds will be out of the southeast at around 5 miles per hour. Friday night, clear, overnight low, 25. See, 50-20. Southwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. Saturday, mostly sunny, 58 for a high. Northwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. Saturday night, throws off my little deal, 30 for a high there. Sunday high of 59 on Sunday. New Year's Eve, Sunday night, mostly clear, overnight low of 28. New Year's Day, mostly sunny, 51 for a high. Tell me, 50-20s. Monday night, and then we'll be same for next week. Tuesday, 54. Wednesday, 53. So just kind of playing it that way. Expect 50s for highs and 20s for lows. That's pretty. You'll follow. You'll know the weather pretty good if you just follow that for the next 4 or 5 days. All right, it is 7:21. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Then we're going to play our interview with the folks from Radio Razzle Dazzle. That's up next. Don't go away.
Hey, this is Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing. Every storm chaser's worst nightmare. You know storm chasers, those out-of-town roofers that descend on neighborhoods after big storms. They come in, do a crummy job, then poof, they're gone forever. Well, a few years ago, our area had a hailstorm, and right on cue, storm chasers showed up. I was driving home from work one evening and saw one talking to an elderly lady on her porch. I said, "Not today, buddy." I did a U-turn, pulled in the driveway, and walked right up to them. I warned the woman who they were talking to, and I chased away the storm chaser. The woman's daughter called me later and said a storm chaser ripped them off a few years ago. She thanked me for stopping this one and chose Trustmark for her roof. Trustmark Roofing. Every storm chaser's nightmare. Every homeowner's champion. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring and roof gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF. or visit trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
If you're looking for the best deal on your next vehicle, look no further. The Roswell Hyundai Used Car Supercenter has a huge selection of vehicles to choose from with nearly every make and model. You're sure to find a vehicle that fits your needs and budget. Whether you're in the market for a large truck, a super high-end luxury vehicle, or an affordable car for first-time buyers, the Roswell Hyundai Supercenter has something for everyone. Come experience the excitement of finding your dream car at Roswell Hyundai, the fun place to buy a car at 1909 West 2nd in Roswell.
Here is your chance to get the furniture you've been dreaming of. Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture, and it's time for a sale. We are giving additional discounts on everything in the store. That new bedroom set you've had your heart set on, a dining table for new family members, even artwork to enhance your space. It's all here right now at discounted prices. Don't miss out on this rare sales event. Come see us at Glenn's Furniture on the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
Listen, fellas, I'm about to give you the skinny. Are you tired of not having anything fun to do to celebrate the new year with your gal? Well, here's the scoop. Friday, December 29th, the Liberty is hosting an evening of dinner and a show called Radio Razzle Dazzle. The show is set on New Year's Eve 1940 in a radio studio where you get to watch a live radio play being performed. However, the scripts are missing and the cast and crew have passed out or eloped and the sound effects machine is broken. So you'll get to watch and see if the remaining cast can pull off the radio event of the year. I hear it's a real gasser. This will make a perfect holiday date night for you and your gal. So ring in the new year in style by joining us at the Liberty Friday, December 29th for Radio Razzle Dazzle. Check out thelibertyinc.com for tickets. Brought to you by MW Entertainment and 106.5 Roswell Talk FM.
This time of year, we all become kids again, especially when we start thinking about Christmases past, how they smelled, how they looked, and how they felt. We get a little weepy remembering those uncles and aunts and parents and grandparents who made Christmas time so special and gave us the traditions we passed down to our own kids. This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Shirley and I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And remember, that mess in the living room on Christmas morning is the most glorious mess in the world. Don't be too quick to clean it up.
It's the season for New Year's resolutions. One of the most popular is to get in better shape. Maybe it's time to make the resolution to get your spiritual health in shape. Are you taking the time to pray, to spend time in God's Word, to spend quality time with the church? Maybe you don't know what to say to God. My advice is just start the conversation. Nothing formal is ever needed. He listens to all who reach out to him. Don't know where to start reading the Bible? Start with the story of Jesus in the book of Mark, or read a psalm or two each day. Haven't gone to church in a while because you got hurt there? Or you feel like it's full of hypocrites, or you don't think you'll fit in? Remember this one thought. Churches are not museums that display perfect people. They're hospitals where the wounded, hurt, injured, and broken all find healing. None of us are perfect, but we can gain peace and contentment from the one who is, Jesus our Savior. Take advantage of the new year to start fresh with your spiritual heart health.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Astronauts are not allowed to eat beans before they go into space because passing wind in a spacesuit damages them. The suits for the astronauts. Here's Mike Winters.
Dad joke level 7. Good morning. It is 8:39, and I am joined here in studio this morning by Chris Whipperman and the entire cast of Radio Razzle Dazzle. Well, not the entire cast.
Most of the cast.
Partial cast of Radio Razzle Dazzle. Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. Great.
Merry Christmas. How was the Christmas holiday? Everybody have a good one?
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Lots of food and
Absolutely,
family and all that good stuff?
Rolled myself in here this morning.
Nice. What's do y'all do something special? Like y'all have special Christmas things, or do you do like what's the food for y'all's Christmas? I'm just always nosy. Just curious.
We did ham.
You can't go wrong with ham.
Ham, scalloped potatoes.
Fudge.
Nice.
Mac and cheese.
Fudge.
Lots of fudge.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I didn't because I was sick, but like my family, they did Mexican, like a basically potluck. Enchiladas, tacos. It's just you name it.
On the sauce, Christmas.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Mandatory.
But
Right,
good deal. Well, now that everyone's kind of gotten through the Christmas holiday, we want to invite you to have a little fun before your New Year's Eve celebrations here. This Friday night at the Liberty, we want to invite everyone to come out for dinner and a show. Radio Razzle Dazzle, which I was kind of explaining it earlier, especially young kids. Kids, before there was television, all people had to do to entertain themselves was the radio. And they used to do like your TV shows, but on the radio.
Yep.
And they basically would recreate a whole world on the radio, and that's what this play is. It's a comedy play of a cast doing a radio soap opera, basically. And you know, this is a comedy, so all doesn't go according to plan. And you know, noises that weren't supposed to happen, or things that were supposed to said weren't said, or things that weren't supposed to fall, you know, things like that. Right. Yep. That's kind of the premise. So there's the thing, but kind of give the more story background
So
here.
the setup is it's New Year's Eve, 1940.
Okay.
And Invitation to Danger is the radio show that's been playing all year, and everybody's been tuning in every week to find the latest adventures. And
it's Drink Your Ovaltine, just like the Christmas story at the end.
And get your Dakota ring out. And so they're the big show. It's New Year's Eve, and this is the finale. Everybody finds out who the Hooded Terror is, and the cast is drunk. Some of them don't show up. The scripts are missing. The guy who does the sound effects ran off with the girl who plays the piano or the organ. Yeah. And so
you guys are some great character people, sounds like.
3 minutes to, and it's 3 minutes to showtime, go. You know, so that's basically what it is. It's kind of like what happens when you know, you got to make it sound good to the people listening on the other end, but the chaos that goes on behind, which you know how it can be sometimes.
That's right. Radio is very much the duck on the water type deal, or theater is very much the duck on the water thing, where you know, they want to see the top of the duck on the pond there, where he's just gracefully swimming and going about his business. You ain't seeing the legs and stuff under the water line.
That's right.
That's performance.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just how it
kind
is.
of the premise is you know, here we go. We got 3 minutes to showtime, and finally the scripts walk in at the last second, and somebody's got to make the sound effects, and somebody's got to do the commercials, and somebody's got to do the voices, and somebody's got to play the organ. And that's where we come in.
And so I'm guessing people are doing, because like you said, everything's kind of so-and-so did show, this is here.
Right.
People are doing things they weren't supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
exactly. That's not what I studied for. I studied for this. And you know what happens when that goes through.
Yeah.
So
Organized chaos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So introduce your cast here and talk about their characters here.
Well, this is Bryce.
Yes, Bryce.
I won't say last names, one, because it's pretty early in the morning. I don't know if you want your last names out there, but you can say it if you want to. Anyway, this is Bryce. He's been doing a lot of stuff with the theater. So all of us have been involved with RCLT.
Oh, yeah. You guys do community theater and
that we've been involved with RCLT, and this is something that we're kind of doing on the side.
Bryce, you do a lot of the improv stuff, too, don't you? Yeah, that's where you might have seen Bryce a lot of the Mission Improbable nights out at RCLT here.
Yeah,
so.
and he was, when we did Is He Dead, which was the play, he was the star of
that was one of his more recent ones,
So, and Alex she's pretty new to the stage. She was in Is He Dead, but she's getting involved in the theater. And Tony, that was his first play, was Is He Dead? He did some technical stuff, and this is the first time he's going to be getting out in front of an audience. And,
Good deal. Oldest rookie. There you go.
The oldest rookie. There you go. So, so it's kind of cool because we've got some folks with a little bit of experience and some folks that are somewhat new at this. Also, we have Deli. You know Deli.
Faces, probably.
Shannon's wife.
Okay, yeah.
And she's involved in it too, and then Gina. So
Okay.
A lot of people are familiar with Gina.
Is Gina acting or directing?
She's directing and acting. In
Okay,
it.
so it's dual role here.
Yes, yeah.
So like hockey players, she's got the C on the uniform here with the coach, captain, and I got you.
And it's been, it's been an interesting process, and it's been great watching it come together, and I think we're real excited. It's kind of one of those, let's just cross our fingers, and it seems, it seems like with the folks we have involved in this, we could overcome whatever little issues come up.
Well, I imagine as actors, there's a little bit of a challenge here because you're playing a person who's playing other people, which means you're acting to act as another actor would act, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so you're not playing Joe Blow, you're playing Joe Blow who's playing Jane Smith or whatever, you know what I mean? And so there's a third layer of how's this person going to act kind of thing. Yeah. So has that been a challenge for you guys, is kind of playing
I mean, these guys are the ones that are having to switch characters mid-paragraph.
Yeah, we've each got two or three different characters that we play on, just like they did on radio shows back in the day.
Sure,
got to do 3
absolutely.
different weird voices and,
But you've got the added level of, you got to play the characters, but you're a character yourself.
Right.
So it's not like those people are like, well, I'm Mike. That's what I do. But Mike's playing these 3 characters. But now I'm playing this person who's also playing these people. And so if that don't mess with your mental health, if you let it out, it's like, where am I going?
I'll say this right now. Tony's got the toughest part.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tony's got to play drunk.
Yep. I have to be the intoxicated.
Can he be a method actor?
I've been working on it.
That explains a lot.
The Christmas vacation has definitely helped with that.
So Tony's character is actually kind of unique in this, is because he gets to watch the whole play because he's passed out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that. I unfortunately put some added stress on the rest of the actors due to the fact that my character is passed out through 90% of the play.
Nice.
But I'm supposed to be one of the guys doing the voices in the show.
Gotcha.
But I'm MIA. So
where everyone's having to scramble and cover, and
so you get to be Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's.
Pretty much. Yeah. If you want to look at it that way.
You gotta do the sunglasses.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, that's got to be one of the funnest roles that guy's ever played was Bernie. I mean, you think about it.
Absolutely.
I just love to interview that guy. It's like, tell me about the Bernie character. I mean, and to be honest, can you name another movie that guy did? I don't.
I actually haven't seen him in years ago. There you go. Yep.
Even deader. But how long have you guys been like getting prepared for this?
So we actually started on our end. Gina and I about this play a year ago. We actually booked the dates at the Liberty back in January. So we've been
that part of it, procuring the story and a venue and all that.
And we're working with the radio station here.
Yeah.
So this is kind of Gina's helping us out a little bit promote this, and so it's been a lot of fun. The interesting thing you're talking about characters. The crazy part about this that's kind of unique is that you say you have to get into your character. Well, in this play, the characters you're playing are people who don't normally do that. So when you rehearse, like Alex has to play the organ, but she's not supposed to be the person who normally plays the organ.
I get to be bad at it.
So you get to rehearse.
So you can get to be right.
Something, and Deli does the sound effects. You don't want her to get too good at it.
Right. You're like, wait a minute, that sounded like it was supposed to sound like. That can't be right.
So that's kind of the fun of this too, through this whole process. And it's been very creative and collaborative with all of us. It's like when we're doing rehearsals, any one of us at any time is like, hey, hold on a minute, let's try this right here.
Sure.
And that's what's kind of nice about being have a little more freedom to be a little more.
And that's what I was kind of going. Is this because when we talked earlier, like you got to procure rights. Someone wrote this. Someone, whenever you do these things, people need to get paid accordingly for their creative license here. But sometimes that they'll give you permission to do it. Sometimes it comes with strings, like it's got to be done a certain way according to the artist. Sometimes they give you a little bit more freedom of direction on that. For this play, did they give you a little bit more? Leeway to do some of it? Because, for instance, like if you're doing a Disney production, they're a little bit more stringent on how you present it.
They want every line accurate. They want every cue accurate. That's a good part about this is it does give us a little room for improv. I mean, we try to stick with the script, but that's one thing I've found when I'm in plays is that a lot of times I'll change lines to be more my tone or my way of talking.
Sure.
It's just part of it's easier for me to remember it.
Well, and you can translate, especially if you're trying to go for a big laugh, and you're like, well, I got to do it the way I do it. If I try to do it the way they do it, it's not going to come across as funny. So it's just you got to work that a little bit in too.
Well, and something that's unique about this play is that it's a play about a show that's going wrong, right?
Right.
But once that on-air sign comes on, you can't stop. Like you're going.
And so it's live, yeah.
There's scenes where we have to pretend to be improvising, because it says like the following is ad-libbed, and so we're it's kind of funny because everyone knows every stage actor knows that there's some scenes where someone says a wrong line or misses a cue, and you really are in that oh crap. Like, we have to do so. You make up something to get it back on track. But in this one, that's kind of some of those are scripted, and so you have to pretend to be freaking out.
But it also gives you a little flexibility. Is like when you do screw up, how do they know? Was that a screw up, or was that just part of the screw ups?
Absolutely.
That were supposed to be screw ups.
Yeah, that's a part of the fun. Is every time if we actually screw up, we can add it to
you
the
can add it as part of the deal.
Keep
that
screw up.
That was really good. Let's keep that.
The only ones we'll know are us.
Yeah.
Don't take
But
these
then
secrets
again,
to the
those
grave.
probably add an added layer of funniness, because anything that happens in natural versus scripted is always going to just land a bigger laugh. You know, it just does. It's just, you know. But it sounds like it's going to be a fun. Now you can get tickets right now. Go to thelibertyinc.com and get tickets. You can pair it with the meal. They've got I was looking, your choice of chicken a la king or slow roasted beef pot roast are the two different meals, and then they've got German chocolate cake or lemon Italian cream cake. And I got to sell the food, man. That's just part of the deal.
So let me say, the ticket price is inclusive of the food.
Okay.
So when you order a ticket, you're paying for your food. That includes the gratuity for the food.
Okay, so it's all inclusive.
Only in your case, if you're buying any drinks or if you want to buy dessert.
Yeah, the dessert is separate. Because you know how we are. We kind of ate too much food, and it's like, oh, I don't want dessert. Now, if you didn't eat too much food, you can go buy one, or just not eat it or give it away to somebody else, and then you can. But yeah, if you want to get your drinks or whatever. But it now, can you get tickets at the day of the event at the door, or they want everything through advance?
I think it's best if they do it in advance, mainly because they plan the meals that way.
Gotcha.
So that way they know what.
Because they know assign you meals. Because when you do get your tickets, they're going to ask you if you want the chicken or the beef or and all that good stuff, and then they'll. And I know how they do things. They by your name tag is how they know what food you get. So by the way, when they give you a seat, don't move around.
Don't move around.
That kind of messes up their deal.
Yeah.
But go to thelibertyinc.com, get your tickets, and while you're there, check out the other show. They got a whole bevy of
stuff coming up.
Concerts and shows that are coming up that you can get tickets.
Orphanators are coming back.
Yeah.
Some midget wrestling there. I'm getting excited for that.
Yeah. And I think don't they got like Lee Trevino or someone for New Year's or something like that?
There's some
They got
YouTube. He was just talking the other day that the tickets have been going like crazy. Some YouTube
Okay.
woman who Trailer Park Tracy or something.
Okay.
I'm gonna butcher the name, but anyway, yeah. So they've got some good stuff coming up there, and we're.
Of course, if you want to be a member, you can always talk to them about becoming a member.
Stress, this is open to everybody.
Absolutely.
You do not have to be a member to come to this event.
All you got to do is order your tickets on thelibertyinc.com. That's the only thing you got to do.
Right.
You can go there and you get tickets and just make it date night if you want to. If you want to, maybe you're like, I don't want to go out for New Year's Eve when everybody else goes out. Let's do mine the night before, and you can go to Liberty and have a few drinks and enjoy a beautiful show and dinner and have fun and take a date or
make a great date.
Right.
Absolutely.
Get dressed up. We're going to be decked out in 40s. Make it 40s.
Oh, yeah.
Wear your suit, wear your hat, polished shoes.
Looking for excuse to wear that zoot suit in your closet. There's a good chance that you do that.
Let's have some style.
Yeah. Come on and do the 40s era. We can do all that. Do the swinging and dancing and kind of the era. And, maybe World War II sailor outfits. I feel like that's a very 40s thing.
There you go. Well, this takes place technically. This is December 31st, 40, so we wouldn't have been in the war yet. So this would have been pre-war.
Yeah, that would have been 41 when Pearl Harbor happened.
Yeah.
But it's a comedy. It's going to be a load of laughs. It's good. Now, like you said, it's a great date night movie, but is this a kids thing or
family friendly?
Good deal.
Yeah, completely. Everything that went out over the radio was family friendly.
Good deal. So if you want to bring the kids and everything, obviously if they're real young, it's maybe get a sitter for them. But teenagers.
You say that, but in all honesty, I think what a learning experience.
Sure.
For kids, if you're trying to introduce your kids to theater or something like that, how about coming out and seeing this? Because then you can also tell them that's how TV was back in the day before there was TV.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was people standing in little rooms acting this out.
I guess the only thing is if your kid has can pay attention for an hour or so without getting too distracted or bored or whatever. You know how kids are, their attention spans. If they're old enough where they could sit for an hour and a half and enjoy it without getting antsy, then it'd be perfect.
Yeah, and it's not a super long show. It's just a little bit over an hour. So it's not something where they're sitting there for 2 hours.
And they got great
dialogue.
food. Yeah, and they got great meal, a great dinner. And if you don't want to leave the kids at home and make it adult night, that's okay too. And that's very much part of this too. If you're like, no, I've been dealing with the kids every day for Christmas. I want adults. Then make this the adult time and have some fun and have a date with it and all that. But get your tickets now. The sooner the better. thelibertyinc.com. If you go to the Liberty Inc.'s Facebook page, you'll find a link to that either, but it's going to take you right to the Liberty Inc. either way. So whatever portal you get there. But That way you can go. And I invite you to, while you're there, check out some of the other shows they got coming in the coming months here. I know they got Los Lonely Boys in April. I think you can start getting tickets for that now if you wanted to, too. So after you get your tickets for Razzle Dazzle, Radio Razzle Dazzle, you can get some other tickets for maybe a botched Christmas. You need to make good a few things. That might be a good chance.
Guys, if you didn't get the wife what she wanted, what a great thing. Just take her out for New Year's, have a great party.
Tell it was your plan all along.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah, and make this a fun night. Do it. Like I said, if you want to dress up, awesome, but you don't have to. If you're no, I'm a jeans and T-shirt person.
Sure.
Yeah.
Please wear those. Don't come naked.
Right.
Then we got a problem.
Minimal attire
it is a
required.
family show. But come and like I said, come hungry. And like I said, they'll have drink specials and the dessert specials too. So if you want to do, if you don't get enough food to eat or enough to drink here, they've got specials going on. And if you've never been to Liberty, make an excuse to come and check out the Liberty. If you're thinking about becoming a member or anything, come out to Radio Razzle Dazzle and check out the amenities and facilities for yourself. And then, of course, you can talk to his staff afterwards or during, and they'll be happy to learn you more about becoming a member and all that.
Exactly.
So, good deal. So what's on the radar after this? Do you guys have plans for, next?
Well, we, as a group, we don't, I'm doing the trivia thing. So
Sure.
we're still doing some trivia at the Liberty. We've got some dates coming up for that.
All right.
And,
we'll get talking about that later on in the year.
Yeah, so but, so that's pretty much it. Nothing else planned right off the bat.
Good deal.
Just been trying to get through this thing.
Okay.
Trying to see how this goes.
Well, good deal. Well, we look forward to the performance here. Get your tickets now. It's going to be if you're looking for something fun to do on Friday night, this is about the best thing in town, man. You just come out, great dinner.
We always hear there's nothing to do in Roswell. Well, here you go. There's something to do.
No
Come
way.
see us.
Yeah.
And or maybe you've got plans for New Year's with a bunch of friends and you want to do something with your spouse or significant other here and just do something for the two of y'all. Then come out Friday night, enjoy a fun radio play, some great food, wine and dine each other for a fun evening.
Right. Be good.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Good. And of course, reach out to Kristen during the show if you're thinking, hey, I love this. Can I be in the next play or be involved?
We're always
Looking for more folks to get involved here, or maybe or help Gina out with helping with directing. Maybe she can just.
I got to tell you, I love this radio thing. I'm already I need more plays like this because.
Well, you can take it in so many places. You can get so much fun with it, and you could do that same style show and have 20 different versions of it and be completely unique of each other. Because
absolutely.
It's a foundation for a good story, regardless of what story it is. You know what I mean? It sets the table for a good story. But Radio Razzle Dazzle this Friday night only. What time does the show start?
So the doors I think open at 6.
Okay.
We're doing dinner from 6 to 7:15. The show starts at 7:30, so we want to have dinner. So if you're planning on eating, get there probably by 7, so you can make sure you have time to get your food.
But get there around 6. You want to mingle and eat and have a drink and maybe visit with friends and so forth. While because once the play starts, shut up and sit down and enjoy it.
Right.
But before that, you can mingle and talk and do all that.
Yeah. Just don't show up at 7:29.
No.
And expect your food to be delivered during the show.
You're gonna get. You're gonna see what Mad Face looks like.
Right.
Right. See this face?
We will all smell
That's
it.
right.
Just in time to see us eating your food.
You with the food.
Now you're gonna see Angry Face. But come on out, thelibertyinc.com. Get your tickets right now. Come out Friday night. Dinner starts at 6. Play will start about 7:15 here. All at the Liberty. Come out and have a good time. It's going to be just a fun night. You do not have to be a member of the Liberty to enjoy this. All you need to do is go to the Liberty Inc., order your tickets.
Open for all ages.
Yeah, the only questions you're going to have to know when you go there is what do you want, the chicken or the pot roast? And that's
right.
You will have to make that. We're going to commit you to that. You need to know one or the other. Chicken or beef. Chicken. Don't hem and haw on us. You got to know. Y'all get one of each, and if you're like, I didn't want that, then swap, and then you're good. So, But anyway, thank you guys very much.
Let me thank these guys for coming out.
Absolutely.
Getting up and avoiding work for a little while to come see me.
Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you
Arousal,
for
New Mexico.
we look forward to see you guys Friday night.
We appreciate
Now
you
for
guys.
your
Thank you.
Pecos
Food,
Valley
fun,
News
and
update. I'm
frivolity.
Jared Cirillo.
Yeah.
Christmas blessings
Anytime.
come in all
Anytime.
forms,
All right,
and that
9
was
o'clock,
certainly
you're listening
made
to
known this
106.5
past
Roswell
weekend
Talk FM
in the
KPND
Hagerman.
or Arousal,
On
New
Friday,
Mexico. We'll be-
Diane Griffin, a board member of Loaves and Fish Food Pantry, said she had gone to the pantry to accept a small donation of canned goods from a local resident. But to her surprise, she was met with over 1,000 frozen pizzas to give away. The donation made possible because of a delivery truck crash near Roswell. Thankfully, nobody was injured in that crash. Another person jumping into a local political race, Haley Klein, announcing she will run for the Eddy County District 2 seat on the commission. That seat is currently held by John Henry. Henry has announced he will not seek re-election to the commission, but will instead run for the District 54 State House seat. Klein is a political newcomer. She is currently the executive director of the Artesia Chamber of Commerce, where she has worked for 17 years. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
As we step into 2024, it's a great moment to take a breather and look back at your life. Reflect on where you are, what you've done, and where you're headed. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by NetSuite. Want consistently excellent performance? Download NetSuite's KPI checklist free at netsuite.com/Kim. Why not take this one step further? Write all your hopes and dreams down in an email and send it to your future self. I did this a few years ago, and reading that email was an eye-opener. I jotted my goals, a snapshot of my life at that moment. It's really simple to do. You can use services like futureme.org for this. They make it super straightforward and let you choose when to receive that email, months or even years later. You can also do it yourself. Use Gmail, Outlook, or any other email service that allows scheduling. Write your thoughts. Schedule it for a future date, or just save it and set a calendar reminder to revisit it. This is a great way to see how far you've come. Just 3 days left to enter to win a brand new iPhone at commando.com/win, commando.com/win. Is your business falling behind? Are your employees buried in manual processes? Well, then you need to know 3 numbers. 37,025.1. To start, 37,000 businesses have already upgraded to NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud financial system. And this year, NetSuite is celebrating their 25th anniversary. That's 25 years of helping businesses do more with less, close books in days, and drive down costs. And finally, that #1, because your business is one of a kind. NetSuite offers customized solutions for all your KPIs in one efficient system. It's one source of truth to manage risk, get reliable forecasts, and improve margins. Everything you need, all in one place. Right now, download NetSuite's popular KPI checklist, designed to give you consistently excellent performance, absolutely free at netsuite.com/Kim. That's netsuite.com/Kim to get your own KPI checklist. netsuite.com/Kim.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure parked over the Four Corners region. That'll be covering our area through the upcoming weekend, so things look pretty good. Sunny and low 50s for the high today. Mid-20s and clear for the overnight hours. Warming up a little bit on Friday. Sunshine and upper 50s will be right around the 60-degree mark for both Saturday and Sunday. Should be plenty of sunshine. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. With the Poke Horn tournament going on the boys' side, the girls' holiday tournament, you've got basically 4 teams that are co-hosting this event, the Roswell and Goddard boys and girls basketball teams, and 3 of them moved on successfully past the first round yesterday. At the Poke Horn, it was Roswell beating back Piedra Vista 63-24. Roswell plays El Dorado tonight. El Dorado defeated Lovington in the first round, but Goddard lost to Kirtland Central 56-43. The Rockets still winless, looking to change that today against Los Alamos. The Roswell girls defeated Artesia 52-43. Roswell will take on Lovington tonight. And the Goddard girls got by Belen 47-22. They'll take on Academy this afternoon, 2:30. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. 2 U.S. senators have written to Elon Musk
the top Tesla executive, calling on him to swiftly recall any steering and suspension parts that pose a safety risk. The letter cites reporting that exposed how Tesla has blamed drivers for frequent failures of components it has long known were defective. Oil prices dropped over 1% on Wednesday, into the previous day's gains as investors monitor developments in the Red Sea, where shippers are returning despite further attacks on Tuesday by Iran-backed Houthi militia. British shopper numbers at stores on Boxing Day rose from a year earlier, especially in London, marking a strong start to the post-Christmas bargain hunting spree. Known in Britain as Boxing Day, the date that traditionally launches high street sales, was in the Victorian era, the time when the rich would donate leftover food and goods from Christmas to the poor. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Taking the first steps to getting mental health care can be difficult, but you aren't alone. At Artesia General Hospital, our compassionate team of experts specialize in behavioral and mental health services for teenagers and adults. If you or someone you love needs help, don't wait. We're committed to understanding your unique needs and creating a treatment plan that's right for you. Request an appointment at our Artesia or Carlsbad offices by visiting artesiageneral.com/you matter.
Pecos Valley Production is excited to announce their online ordering has never been easier because now you can order from PVP online in Spanish. Simply head for PecosValleyProduction.com and switch the tab on the bottom left of your screen from English to Spanish. Now it's never been easier to get access to the healing and calming products you need simply and affordably. Just log on to PecosValleyProduction.com and switch the tab on the bottom left of the screen from English to Spanish. Pecos Valley Production. Dairy to dank since 2016. Must be 21 or over with valid ID to purchase.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
Rosa, have you decided where you're going to college yet?
There's so many choices. I'm still not sure.
Well, I've decided to attend the University of New Mexico. It's the only Research One university in the state. It's the flagship, and their academic programs are among the best in the nation.
The University of New Mexico? Can I still apply?
Of course. UNM is New Mexico's best university, and residents of New Mexico get preference in admission. Apply now, and we'll attend UNM together.
The University of New Mexico, New Mexico's University of Opportunity. Apply today at unm.edu.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
Go Cowboys! This is Dallas Cowboys football 2023.
Back to throw, looking left, looking right.
Only heard here.
Pumps, runs out to the left.
All season.
Throws on the run, Lamb at the 7, and strolls in.
Saturday night, it's your Cowboys and the Detroit Lions. Live from AT&T Stadium on this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
Saturday night at 5 p.m. on 92.9 The Brand.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. China has more English speakers than the United States. They have more Chinese speakers. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:56. News coming up here in just a few minutes. Stay tuned next hour. About 8:15 or so, we're going to replay our interview we had yesterday with Ted Smith from American Legion Post 61. We get an update from them on what's happening with American Legion Post 61. We talk a little bit about Reese Across America, which we just recapped for the 2023 Christmas season. But that continues on, so we talk a little bit about that. Talk just about American Legion in general, importance of it, things like that. So we'll have that conversation. We'll play that for you here in about 8:15 or so. Also, don't forget, Pocorn Tournament and Goddard Invitational are continuing day 2 of basketball action there at both the Roswell Coyote Den and Ground Zero Goddard Gym. Games taking place all day there. We have those games for you at ksvptv.com. You can watch the games there. We'll have all the games on video. We're only having announcers for the Roswell, Goddard, and Artesia matchups. But if you go to ksvptv.com, you watch the games there. However, if you're here local and you are available off work this week, get you a pass and go and enjoy the games in person. The Optimists do an amazing job hosting the Pocorn every year, and you should come check it out. See it live. That's the best way to watch the games. However, I get it. You're working or you're out of town. You can't do it. KSVPTV.com. We got you covered there. So, just want to remind you that. Also, want to remind you that here, the city, if you go to any of the city facilities, your recreational side of things, places like the zoo, the aquatic center, the library, the museum, any of these places, you can pick up the winter and spring guides from the city of Roswell. And I highly recommend you do that, especially if you got, family, kids and everything, and looking for stuff for the whole family to get involved with through the city. Everything from, signups for sports through the aquatics and recreation center to adult classes at the adult center, for everything from just winter stuff to kids clay making classes, clay classes, if you want to do pottery, stuff going on at the museum. Don't forget the free museum day, January 13th, family activities day, February 10th. All that stuff is in here. So I would, if you get a chance, if you're at the aquatic center or the library or the zoo or any of these places, pick up one of these guides and keep it handy so you can sign up for some of the stuff going on and all that good stuff. Don't forget that if you are taking down those live Christmas trees, the live ones, you can take them to the landfill for free, and they will get those chopped up, and then you can come back and pick up mulch. If you want to pick it up that day, you can do one trip. You're not going to have to mulch your tree. They just got a pile of mulch. You can take it. But bring your live Christmas trees to note now. Make sure they're free of ornaments, lights, and everything, and that they're real Christmas trees. Don't bring them your fake trees. They don't want those. Just the real ones that get a little old and all the needles are falling off. So, but take them to the landfill. All right, it's 8 o'clock. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. More Americans joined the unemployment line last week, but not that many more.
The Labor Department reports that jobless claims rose to 218,000 for the week ending December 23rd, an increase of 12,000 from the previous week. The 4-week average of claims, which smooths out week-to-week ups and downs, fell by 250 to 212,000. Overall, 1.88 million Americans were collecting jobless benefits during the week that ended December 16, an increase of 14,000 from the previous week. Ken Lorman reporting.
Another $250 million worth of U.S. aid is on its way to Ukraine, courtesy of the Biden administration.
The military aid package includes air defense equipment, 15 million rounds of ammunition, as well as ammunition for rocket systems and artillery. And with this disbursement, the U.S. has exhausted the funding it had set aside to help Ukraine fight the Russian invasion. The White House urged Congress to pass a new funding request so as to keep Ukraine's war efforts on track and to defend territory it recaptured from Russia. President Biden has asked Congress for another $61 billion for Ukraine, but some Republicans are refusing to approve the assistance without an agreement to tighten security along the U.S.-Mexico border.
The BBC's Shingon Yoka. Republican Colorado Congresswoman Lauren Boebert is switching congressional districts, campaigning for a more conservative seat on the other side of the state. It could improve her re-election chances. She's entering the crowded GOP primary for the seat held by Congressman Ken Buck, who is retiring. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 48 points, the NASDAQ ahead 25, and the S&P is trading 8 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Being hauled into court by the old gray lady.
The New York Times says copyright infringements at the paper alone could be worth billions. In the suit filed Wednesday in Manhattan federal court, the Times said OpenAI and Microsoft are advancing their technology through the unlawful use of the Times' work to create artificial intelligence products that compete with it and threatens the Times' ability to provide that service. Media organizations have been pummeled by a migration of readers to online platforms. AI companies scrape information available online, including articles published by news organizations, to train chatbots. Julie Walker, New York.
North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un is calling for bolstered war readiness to repel what he says are unprecedented U.S.-led confrontational moves. News and analysis, townhall.com. Amazon Prime Video customers soon be noticing a change in the service, interruptions in that TV show or movie they're watching.
The company is following other streamers by adding ads on movies and TV shows starting January 29th. Prime members who want to keep their content ad-free will have to pay an additional $2.99. Netflix and Disney already have a dual model to earn revenue from ads or no ads with a higher opt-out fee. Amazon's also planning to include advertisements in its Prime service in the United Kingdom and other European countries, as well as Canada, Mexico, and Australia next year. Rhonda Rockster reporting.
Herb Kohl, a former Democrat U.S. Senator from Wisconsin and former owner of the Milwaukee Bucks, has died. He was a popular figure in Wisconsin, purchasing the Bucks to keep them from leaving town. He also spent generously on civic and educational causes statewide. Herb Kohl was 88. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The tablet and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 at Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to it, the holiday week Thursday, or middle of the holidays week Thursday here. Hope everyone's having a great morning so far. For those that have to get out there and slay the dragon, do the work, we're with you. For the rest of you enjoying your downtime on vacation or just spending time with family, hope you're enjoying it. So, a couple more days left. well, some get like the kids, like they got this is that part where they were mad a week ago because they're like, we're still in school. Now, the next week when everyone's back working, the kids are going to be out, and everyone's like, yeah, this is a good idea, this whole Christmas break of the back half. But yeah, where'd you go? Oh, okay. You have family, friends, or just go up there to do stuff? Okay. Right on. Okay. All right. Oh, is it gone now? Yeah. Is it? Okay. So that was like a place you used to hit every time? A go-to? I'm sure they got other buffets there, though. The Chinese buffet. It seemed like there's a bunch of them. Yeah. Well, that's actually a tradition in Asian restaurants. Most of them. Fish are a sign of good luck. So it's not uncommon to see fish in an Asian restaurant. Okay. Right. Okay. So is it like turned into like a food court? Yeah. Can you still get gumbo, or is it just pizza and everything now? Yeah. No. Oh, really? You know, I wish I remember the. Yeah. I would imagine it is. If did they just pretty much sell gumbo? That was kind of their. Gotcha. But they're known for the gumbo. Well, that. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I would say the best gumbo. Well, I mean, but gumbo is one of those things that it's a destination thing. People will go for gumbo. Like, you know, especially if I'm gonna guess,
especially on like a cold night.
Yeah, well, and gumbo is like a thing, you know, because it's different than soup, kind of, to me.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, but it's
you can
it's
put
hardier.
toppings on it.
It's hardier than that. So, you know, either two things happen. Is one, COVID probably, which, you know, kills everything.
Yeah.
But it's a niche market. You know, there's a loyal, hardcore base of gumbo eaters, but
I never known my love for gumbo until that place.
But I think in Albuquerque, New Mexico, we're green chili and Mexican food, and you know, gumbo is more of a foreign thing to many people. So, you know, it's anytime. Like there's and I'm not even sure if this. Hopefully the restaurant's still around, but like a year ago, we went to Albuquerque and had seafood in this small little crab house. And they did good seafood for New Mexico, and they New Mexico-fied it. And what I mean by that is, like, they have your shrimp bowls and crab boils and everything like that, but they New Mexico-fied it with green chili and stuff, and it was pretty good. I was like, I took the best of the East, the seafood, or best of the coasts, and took a little Middle America and put it in there, and it was pretty good. I hope they're still, but, you know, maybe they need to New Mexico-ify their gumbo. If they want it to work, you know, make it to where it's more things. But anyway, I don't know. That's the thing with restaurants, man. That's, you know, when it comes to restaurants, I think like 9 out of 10 go out of business in the first year or some crazy stat like that. So you gotta pay attention to the, you know, it's just hard, man. It's just hard.
It's just every year there's less and less reasons to go to Albuquerque for me.
Yeah.
Like there's more, like every time I go, there's something gone or something's changed. Or, you know, like
well, and then let's just face it.
That's the worst feeling in the world.
That city's gotten crime-ridden. I mean,
yeah.
And there's a running joke that's not really a joke, is, oh, you're going to Albuquerque? Watch your car. I mean,
yeah, or stay off of Central.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you built that reputation, and then that things are going to get worse.
You go to Central, it looks like the zombie apocalypse over there,
and especially mom and pop businesses like these places you probably like. All said, screw this noise. We're not dealing with the dumbness that the city's got now. So,
although this past time I went to Central in Albuquerque, and they had a Pecos Valley Productions there.
Oh, they're doing fine.
And it's like location.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that industry's hot right now. So
that's probably the only time I'll ever approve of a Pecos Valley production.
we're in a .com era. Like
that's doing more good than bad there.
Like. To me, that whole cannabis industry is the new .com era. Like, 20 years ago.
The .com bubble?
Yeah, people were making, I created a website, I'm rich, and then all of a sudden everyone had a website. We're in that world now, but we're before the bubble bursts, and at some point that bubble's going to burst, but we'll see. But, you open up a cannabis store, it's kind of like, we're guaranteed to make money now, so we'll see.
The cannabis bubble.
That's right. I'm telling you, there's one going on here in New Mexico.
It's going to pop.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to play our interview we had with Ted Smith from American Legion Post 61 here. I've just all the time. Probably need to get that one going. So let's do this. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure parked over the Four Corners region. That'll be covering our area through the upcoming weekend, so things look pretty good. Sunny and low 50s for the high today. Mid-20s and clear for the overnight hours. Warming up a little bit on Friday. Sunshine and upper 50s will be right around the 60-degree mark for both Saturday and Sunday. Should be plenty of sunshine. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, let me get my weather. I was doing other things because I was a bad host. Currently, 33 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 64%. Winds are calm at the moment. As I mentioned last hour, think of 50s and 20s. Highs in the 50s, lows in the 20s. That's kind of what we're dealing with for the next week or so here. Sunny today, high of 55. Winds will be out of the southwest at around 5 miles per hour. Clear tonight with an overnight low of 23 degrees. Northwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. Friday, sunny, 57 for a high. Winds out of the southeast at around 5 miles per hour. Friday night, clear skies, 25 for an overnight low. Southwest winds at 5 miles per hour. For your weekend, Saturday, mostly sunny, 58. Northwest winds, 5 miles per hour. Saturday night, partly cloudy, overnight low of 30. So it messes up my 50-20 just by 1 degree. Sunday, New Year's Eve, sunny skies, a high of 59. It's holiday week for me, too. New Year's Day, mostly sunny, 51. And then looks like, at least for the first half of next week, we'll be hanging in the mid-50s for highs during the day. All right, it is 8:15. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break. And then we're going to play our interview we had with Ted Smith from American Legion Post 61. We'll be back. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
They're watching you. They see your social media posts. They follow your family, your friends, and your interests online because they're planning on taking your money. All of it. They're con artists. They'll use your social information to build your trust and lure you into once-in-a-lifetime investments with promises of high guaranteed returns. But it can be avoided. The Securities Division of New Mexico's Regulation and Licensing Department can help. Learn to spot the red flags of investment scams at rld.nm.gov/red flags or call 505-476-4580.
Roswell Nissan's deal days are here, and that means the most wonderful deal of the year. Rates as low as 0% for 60 months for qualified buyers, 10 grand off new Armadas, 13 grand off new Titans, and top dollar for your trade. And with the largest selections of new and pre-owned inventory in the state, Roswell Nissan has what you need priced to move, with payments as low as $175 a month on quality pre-owned vehicles and a team of experts ready to make it the most wonderful deal of the year. Hurry to Roswell Nissan now before the deal is gone. Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd. Knowledge is the power to see more, do more, and be more. As one of the most affordable universities in the Southwest, Eastern New Mexico University has helped thousands of people like you earn a degree. Spring 2024 at ENMU is the perfect time to get started with affordable tuition, great scholarships, and a wide range of in-person or online classes. Learn your power. Apply today for spring 2024 at enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University. That's what we're about.
At New Mexico Gas Company, our priority is your safety. That's why we add a rotten egg smell to natural gas to help alert you of the presence of natural gas. So if you ever notice a rotten egg smell, it might be a natural gas leak. We recommend that you leave the area immediately and from a safe distance, call New Mexico Gas Company at 1-888-NM-GAS-CO or 911. We're New Mexico Gas Company, and our priority is keeping you safe. That's why we're here. Learn more at nmgco.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 47.2% of all statistics are made up on the spot. Is this true? I'd say chances are about 50%. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from American Legion Post 61 family, Ted Smith back with us. Good morning, Ted.
Good morning, sir. How are you today?
Good. How's your Christmas and holiday going here?
I'm still recovering.
Still recovering.
Yeah.
What's on your menu for Christmas dinner? Just curious. What do you put on your dinner? What's your go-to?
Well, I just went with ham this year.
Okay.
Mostly because my wife knows that I have gout and it kills me.
So go with prime rib a little bit too. Although beef and meat's probably good. It's the other stuff that gets you.
Yeah, it's
candied things and all that.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
My thing is, because I had lived in Maryland for a few years when I was in the Army, I got attached to seafood.
Yeah, it happens.
And so I cooked up some lobsters and some shrimp, and then my feet hurt like they were on fire because of gout.
Mm-hmm.
This might be the last year I actually eat some seafood for the holidays.
I don't know. That's just wrong. Everyone should be able to eat seafood.
You know, it's a crime against humanity.
It is. My brother hooked me up with some crab from Maryland for Christmas. He got me thanks to the Gold Belly Company. There's a restaurant in Bowie that serves these things called crab bombs. And they're basically crab cakes, but they're big meatball versions of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Maryland. It's all crab. It's not filler garbage.
That's right.
It's lump crab meat. It's legit. If you want crab, blue crab, Chesapeake Bay blue crab, there is no better way to get it than that crab bomb or crab cake. So.
Amen.
And that's what we had. Now, it came Gold Belly, and I literally had to, the day it came, it said, all right, don't freeze it, and you got to cook it within 1 to 2 days. So we got it like Thursday, and by Friday, we're eating crab bombs. So. And crab bisque, by the way, which was excellent, too.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that crab. I was a little worried about the crab bisque at first, but once I started heating it up and it started look like crab bisque again. First, it looked like this putty, and I'm like, oh, but once you heated it up, because it's so creamy and so rich, it congeals into this pudding almost. And once you heat it up, it turns into a nice soup. But
a couple of weeks ago, I was on the East Coast, and I thought about you in passing while I was enjoying a big, thick haddock.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I'm over that now.
Well, I'm due for a visit to family here, so summertime's the best time. That's crab season. So.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, folks, if you haven't been to Maryland. It is extraordinary.
Well,
it just is. It's mind-blowingly good.
Yeah, it's seafood. That's why I'm spoiled. That's why I'm a little snobby on that stuff, because I grew up, in my opinion, the best place to eat it on the planet.
Yeah, but and I'm not a Maryland guy. You know? If there was something,
Maryland's got a lot of problems. It's a hot mess of a state, but seafood ain't one of them.
Do you know what the state sport is in Maryland?
Jousting.
Yeah, how about that, everybody?
Yeah, I knew that. And it's different than the jousting you think of. They don't put on they don't hit each other. Like, they'll put on the suits of armor and everything, but they have a little ring that's probably about the size of a shower curtain ring.
All the way down to it.
And and basically they get the lance through the ring. That's kind of how that's how they celebrate the official sport of jousting. But that is the Maryland sport. The bird is the Baltimore Oriole. The flower is the black-eyed Susan. I had to learn these things in school.
Yeah,
Maryland, my Maryland is the state song. However, we're talking about American Legion. You got me sidetracked with crab.
I'm sorry.
That'll get me every time.
Me too. I mean, that stuff is that good.
First thing I'd like to do is thank everyone that participated in Wreaths Across America with us. We had just over 200 wreaths that we gave or placed on graves at Memory Lawn Cemetery and downtown here at the Veterans. I think a few went over to South Park as well, too. I know Post 28 was covering some of South Park there. But thank you to everyone that participated in that. By the way, that's a year-round thing. So if you missed for this year, you can go to our website right now and purchase wreaths for Wreaths Across America that will go towards next year. We have our window still open. Go to roswelllegion.org, and right in the middle there's a thing about Wreaths Across America. You click that goes to our wreath page, and you can purchase wreaths through that. You can have them dedicated to a particular loved one or anything if you want to, have a special message. They do all that. But if you do it now, it's going to count for 2024 here. So, but you can go there now, and I'll catch you while it's fresh in your brains because you're thinking about it. But that will be open all year. So if you want to go in July and do it, and I'll remind you from time to time, because it's Christmas. But if you'd like to get involved with that, it's a great way. Basically, what we do, if you're not familiar with Wreaths Across America, it's an organization that veterans actually make these wreaths. It's a veteran organization. They make these Christmas wreaths. So they give these veterans these jobs doing the wreaths. Then, on top of that, the money that they sell and generate go to scholarships and other veteran-related causes and things. So they'll help with families of veterans to help get kids through college and all kinds of stuff they do with it. So that's where the money goes when you pay $17 for a wreath. It goes to part of it goes to the cost of making the wreath and putting the wreath, and the rest go to support veterans. So it's a big win there. So you can do that anytime. So I'm going to remind you from time to time to go there and do that. So, and that way, instead of having 200, maybe we have 400 wreaths to go put out. Because I'm going to tell you right now, 200's a great number and a lot. It's not nearly enough. There are veterans that don't get markers because we don't have enough wreaths. So, make it so we're like, I don't know what to do with all these wreaths. We got extra wreaths, but all the graves that would be an amazing problem to have.
Yeah, it would.
And we would be very appreciative if you help us get to that goal. So, but again, roswelllegion.org is the website. You can go there and do that. So, good deal.
Okay, we're a Four Pillars post.
Yes.
The Four Pillars of the American Legion. I'm sorry.
Everyone's got a case of that. It's just, tis the season. I have it too. So.
Yeah, the first pillar is Veterans Affairs and Rehabilitation. And, we're part of a big family of organizations. The Disabled American Veterans, AMVETS, and Veterans of Foreign War, Military Officers Association, Non-Commissioned Officers Association, Reserve Officers Association, name it, they're more than you can count.
And a lot of acronyms.
Lots and lots.
DAV, keep going.
So that's the first pillar. The second one's national security. The Legion pays attention to what Congress is spending on national security and whether or not it's worthwhile.
And we share opinions on that from time to time because guess what? Veterans did things in the military, which means they have experience, which means the things that they're talking about, they know a thing or two about because that's what they did for a living for a little bit. So anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The third one is Americanism. There are a lot of folks who misunderstand what that means. We're not talking about the hyper right-wing guys or anything like that. We're thrilled no matter what your beliefs are and what your parties are, so long as everyone's playing fair and following the process. The founding fathers set it up so we take turns.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic. Think about it. We don't fight it out with guns. We fight it out at the voting booth. And so long as that's happening, everything is fine. And people forget that in these days when everyone's polarized.
Well, that's the beauty of the Constitution and the amendments, the Bill of Rights. That's why it makes it such an amazing, one of the most amazing documents that human history has ever put out there because of what you're talking about there. It sets the rules for how we run this nation, and it gives a caveat to allow us to adjust it as needed for time. That's where those Bill of Rights and the amendments, those things like the rights to vote and who can vote. All those were amendments later added to our United States Constitution, and that's what makes that document so great. Is if if there's things that aren't addressed in there, we can amend it to make it as such. And
You know, Congress has recommended 33 amendments over the years. 27 have been approved, and they have to be approved by the states. That means the people. Fantastic. I'm going to quote from you a little bit out of an article from the American Legion Weekly 100 years ago.
All right.
1923.
And just as relevant today as it was 100 years ago, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's amazing. The guy starts off by saying that the English Prime Minister, Mr. Gladstone, had pronounced the U.S. Constitution as the greatest document ever stricken off at a given time, by the mind of man. Think about that. That's the English folks who were kind of resentful to us.
There's a whole reason we wrote that was because of them,
Right. Right. On our shores, we set up these checks and balances that other people hadn't set up before. And it set up a government that should be responsive to popular opinion, but not the mob. Big difference between an outburst at one time and the saner thoughts of everybody together. Okay.
That's that whole checks and balances thing. That's why we scream at the top of our lungs about, everyone getting a say in the room here, because that's when you don't, that's when you start breaking down those things.
And that's what this article's about. The American Legion celebrates any time somebody amends the Constitution or doesn't, because that means the process is working. Okay. This is the one time the Legion came on board and expressed some deep concerns about an amendment that people were coming up with.
Okay.
And this amendment did not actually get to the floor and get out because right-thinking folks like the Legion thought it through.
The checks came in to balance things.
Bingo. And it was about checks and balances, this particular amendment. Some folks came up with the idea in 1923 that since the Supreme Court only had 9 members, that somehow or another they could have a tie.
I'm not a math wizard.
Me either.
But I did learn that if you have an odd number, there's no way you can have a tie.
Right.
Unless you can somehow split someone in half, which we can in math, but not in people.
But if one person wasn't available to vote, you could have it split.
I guess in theory, yeah, if you have an 8 and 8 or 4 and 4 rather.
So the idea is that it would give Congress the right to pass on the constitutionality of its own laws.
Wow.
By making Congress the final arbiter when the votes of the justices is 5-4 or 6-3. That was what they were heading for. And the folks at Legion sat down and thought it through and thought, wait a minute. The point of the judiciary,
right,
the Supreme Court, is to rule on the constitutionality of Congress's laws.
It's kind of like giving the inmates the keys to the prison.
Right. So they came online and said, whoa, wait. Now, this is one of the rare times that Legion has been overtly political. And I'm not sure that's really political.
No,
it's about the process.
That's an Americanism thing, that we have rules in America and you're trying to violate them. Therefore, we're going to say something about that.
Right. And this was a major thing. By the way, the last amendment that was changed was one of the original Bills of Rights, the 10. This was one that didn't get enough votes. And it finally got enough votes now. And what it was is rules concerning Congress providing pay raises to themselves. They set it up so that you can't vote on your own pay raise. It has to have come before you went in.
Right.
And that was an original item to keep people from enriching themselves.
Well, that's a
on
smart
office.
one. That's a smart
Right. And so there have been congressmen have been waiting the entire time we've been a nation trying to get this one through. That'll be the honest congressmen.
Yeah.
Who aren't trying to make money.
Well, let's see if we can get them on term limits next.
How about that? And the fourth pillar is children and youth. Legion does what amounts to civics classes. Pretty much talking about what I'm talking about, what we're talking about.
Well, and to be honest, this is kind of like our post 61. We support and sponsor a Cub Scout and Boy Scout troop, and that's kind of part of that pillar. That because yes, we're the Scouts run the meetings and do everything, but guess what they teach in Boy Scouts? A lot of the same things we're talking about here with Americanism and you know what I mean.
It's about fair play.
Yeah, there's a lot of principles in scouting that line up with the pillars of the American Legion. So it's kind of a nice. So part of our extension of that last pillar you're talking about is supporting scout troops and things like that. That's part of what we do to support that. So.
Yeah, the Legion is definitely not a political party. It's wrong to even class the Legion among conservatives. The Legion is very neutral.
Yeah,
it's about the entire process,
and
so long as it's being handled by our votes collectively, all of us in America, then everything's fine.
And the members of the American Legion are just like the members of the country. You got everything. You've got very conservative ones. You got very liberal ones. You got the ones in the middle there. And so like the United States of America, the American Legion's makeup is very similar. It's very eclectic. It's very diverse. And therefore, and here's the other thing, too, is when we talk about all the veteran organizations, and there's VFW, there's a lot of great organizations that do anything. But at the end of the day, and I know I say that a lot, I'm going to tack that on here, American Legion is the only one that is authorized and sanctioned by the United States Congress, which means we step to the head of the line when it comes to their ear. When it comes to veterans' rights and veterans' things, they have to let us in the room because we're their product of their children. We're their child. We're a product of him. So they've got to listen to us. They've got to so we make more headway, whereas other organizations can't because we're Congress's stepchild here.
Oh, very much so. We have our annual report to Congress.
Yeah,
we report to Congress.
Yeah, but we got with that comes duties and responsibilities and things that we have to meet to do that, or we get in trouble as a Legion. But yes, but when it does come time to like what you're talking about earlier, when we have to step in and say something, it carries a little bit more weight just because of who authorized us and where we came from. Just something piece of information there for you.
Right. The 20s was a time when people were pushing a lot of amendments through, like that one about no alcohol, and then they pushed that other one through saying that was a bad idea. But the beauty is they could do it and reverse it. It's a beautiful thing when voting happens and people participate.
Absolutely. Well, and it's history. This is why I'm always such a supporter of history and telling people to study and read and understand history, because you want to know what's coming next, or you want to get an idea of what's coming next. It's already happened. It's in history. You want to see the world we live in now, go study pre-World War II, pre-Civil War. Study some of the 20, 30 years leading up to World War II and Civil War and things. You're going to find a lot of similarities in what's going on politically versus what was going on back then.
Yeah,
it's
politicized presses.
Absolutely,
just brainwashed.
Absolutely, this is not new. What we're seeing, this is stuff that's been the technology has changed the way and we do it and how it's presented. But this has been going on long before you and I were put on this earth.
Oh yeah, like this thing from 1923. Recently we've had people talking about changing the number of justices in the Supreme Court. Well, really? Let's read the Constitution before we start talking that kind of thing.
Yeah,
and be sure we're doing it right.
Well, if
it's right and it's needed, and the public will tell us.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's not senator or congressperson that's going to. It's we the people. This is why term limits. I'm going to take a stab here, and I'm going to say the majority of Americans probably want to see term limits on our Congress people. I'm going to get, and I don't care what side of the fence you are. I'm going to say if you polled most Americans, I'm going to say overwhelmingly they're going to say we should have term limits. At some point, Congress is going to have to answer to that, and that's why I'm one of those people, regardless of who you vote for, Democrat, Republican, whoever that person is, you ask them, how do you feel about term limits? And better tell you support them, because I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. That's the way of the future, and that's what we got to do next. But that's just me getting political here.
I know, but when I was in college, I read a textbook, and the author suggested that if we really wanted to see more democratic behavior in our Congress, that maybe 50% of them should be brought in by lot. And you would get a true cross-section.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be interesting if everyone had to go to Congress school for 90 days and then take their seat.
Well, and because there's a lot going on, because in theory they're saying, well, each district has a representative and all that, but what's going on, and you see it right here in our own backyard, is like, okay, well, we're going to move the lines to make it seem that, to get the population so we can get our representation that way. And so these are all, and this is not new tactics. These same tactics were the tactics they used 20, 30, 100 years ago to achieve these same things. We just didn't have the internet or TV or phone or any of these ways to tell you about it the second it happened.
Longer than that. People were wearing powdered wigs when they were acting that way.
Oh, yeah. Put it this way. As long as two humans were storing some form of government, this was going on. I'm telling you right now. And this is kind of getting back to what you're talking about, kind of full circle in here in the beginning, the Constitution and everything. That's the thing, is this form of government was a new thing. It's what we do and what we celebrate was not something that countries of the world did back in that time. There was feudal systems or monarchies, or, we the people was not a thing. It was we the royalty, or we the power that be will determine what we the people need. And this was that first time where it's like, no, we're not going to dictate who your God is. We're not going to dictate, what your profession is. We're not going to dictate how you live. We're not going, that's what this country was, because in Europe, these people were told, you're a member of England, you've got to be a member of the Church of England. You don't get a say on what God you worship. You don't get to, and that's still the case in some of these places and things like that.
Very much. There are countries with state religions.
You get in a place, God forbid, we talk about Russia and China, you don't get that, like during COVID, you see all these Chinese families and people living in boxes because of COVID. I'm sorry. Yeah. You don't realize that was all mandated. Military were grounding people up and putting them in boxes, things like that. You didn't see all that on the news here, but you try that here, and that's not going to go. I'm telling you, this is why America is so great. You don't realize how good you have it until you go to someplace else. That's why military people, because most of us have spent some time sitting in the sandbox somewhere or sitting at some third world place.
Well, even countries that call themselves civilized.
Yeah, exactly. And life is different. And you're like, wow, I can't believe they put up with this. And it's like, that's what they know. You don't get it. And I'm not trying to, but that's why we laugh when we see things like homosexuals for Palestine, because you have no clue what Palestine represents and what they're after. And I guarantee you, they do not support homosexuals. I mean, you can believe and write whatever you want here, but if you went and did what you do here over in Palestine, you would no longer be smelling the daisies. You'd be gone. You'd be disappeared. You'd be done.
Yeah.
And nobody would say a word about you or wonder what happened. And that's the reality of why this country's great. The rest of the world is something. At the end of the day,
it's not because of who or what we are.
Yeah.
It's because of what we can be.
Yes.
And the fact that we can change and become
absolutely
what we want to be and be better, and not be tied up in class systems, like you said. We can't fathom a culture where your father's career is what you have to follow, and you have no choice. Period.
Yeah.
No social, mobility.
And to be honest, this is when people say things like, well, we should just make everybody do this. And it's like, yeah, that's the mindset that turned you into Russia. That's the mindset that, or Soviet Union, I should say. Well, Russia too, for that matter. What am I talking about? Yeah. And China and these dictatorships or communist regimes. That's just, that's the nature. I mean, The biggest example I ever see on the difference between communism and capital is Korea.
Goodness,
go look at just even the simple little things like a night picture, like an aerial satellite photo night picture of Korea. North Korea is dark. South Korea is lit up and everything, and that's because there's capitalism. There's people pushing the envelope towards technology and growth and trying to make happy things. Where communism, that's not their jam. That's not what they do. And then you look at North Korea, and it looks like something. Look at Korea or Cuba. Why do you think Cuba still has their cars from the 50s? And because communism does not. That's communism. They literally freeze in time, and they everyone's equal. And people are getting power, but it ain't you. It's someone
too much
else.
Government tends to do things,
but
to slow things up. And
I know I got way off on a tangent here, but this is at the gist of why this country's great. And and this is back to that patriotism. Yeah, standing, wearing an American flag, everything, and standing out and doing all that's. I don't know if I'd call that patriotism. I mean, I get it. You love your country and all that too, but. Actually, from military perspective, all you folks wearing American flag shirts and all that stuff, you're actually disrespecting the flag. But that's another story for another day. But
and it happens to be a felony.
but it's and that's what and being an American really is, when it's time to question. When it's but being living and doing the things you want to do without impeding on someone else's freedoms, that's what this country is about. As long as your freedoms and your dreams don't negatively impact someone else to prevent them to do them, then you should be able to do that in this country. And that's the platform that they try to set up here. It's kind of, where the government needs to set the table to allow people to do their dreams and just not only get in the way when it gets to a point that they're monopolizing or doing something that inhibits someone else. And the devil's in the details and all that, but that's where communism versus capitalism starts muddying into things, where, the people that are going to let you do more to do what you want are leaning towards capitalism. The ones that are going to be like, yeah, you can do it, but only if you got 12 credits to do this and that and all these other things, that's when you start leaning into socialist and communist type government.
And that comes with overregulation, no doubt about it. I talked to an American doctor who married a lady from Switzerland, and he went over and lived there for a while, and he got a $50 ticket for putting his trash out on the wrong day.
Yeah, see, that's that and to be honest, there's cities in this country that are getting like that. You know what I mean? That's what
for putting your trash out on the wrong day.
And then and again, that's the
he
point.
was leaving town.
Yeah.
And he put it out a day in advance and got hauled before the local magistrate and had to pay a $50 fine.
Yeah. See, that's the kind of nonsense.
There's no freedom in that canton in Switzerland.
Yeah.
If they regulate you that much.
Exactly.
You see, the difference between them and us is we can change that without having a revolution.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you gotta basically dethrone the powers that be to do it.
Right.
Whereas we have a constitution that allows us to vote in those people. So again, that's why I always, when it comes election time, your vote is never wasted. It's always that's your power. That is your most powerful tool you have as an American citizen to affect change the way you like to see it. And so take it seriously and do all that. I know we got way off on a tangent here, but we got about 10 minutes where we gotta go. 5-10 minutes here. But
we need members.
We'd love to, if you're a veteran or a spouse of a veteran. We have our American Legion 61 family. We have 3 different branches of our family. We have our Legionnaires, which are they're the ones that are the veterans that served. We have our auxiliary, and those are the spouses of the veterans. By the way, it can be men. I know, veterans are women. We have several female veterans. We have 1 or 2 male auxiliary members. So there's no rules on that one. There's only one division that does have a gender rule. That's our sons. And that's our 3rd branch, the Sons of American Legion. And you have to be a son, male descendant of a veteran, whether it's your grandparent, grandfather, or grandmother, or mother or father, but you have to be the male descendant of a veteran.
I qualify for all 3.
I do too. Yeah. My dad was a veteran. My grandfather was a veteran. I'm a veteran. And, well, I don't qualify for auxiliary. She's not a veteran, so I can't be auxiliary. So 2 of the 3. So good deal. But we'd love to have you. We meet on the first Thursday of every month. We actually pretty much meet every Thursday at the First United Methodist Church. Every Thursday night about 5:36, they usually get together. Our auxiliary usually has craft projects. They're working on either Charity Bears or Quilts for Valor or one of our various other projects they got going on. But the first Thursday of every month, we meet at 6 p.m. Our Legionnaires and our auxiliary and sons all meet there at the First United Methodist Church, 6 p.m. So it won't be, I guess it'll be next Thursday, huh? I think, sure enough, I think next Thursday is our first, so it'll be next Thursday. We invite you to come on out to our meeting here and join us. So, and if you want to get involved, we're always looking for more volunteers to serve and to help out here. It's and yes, we are serve as far as we like to get in and do our thing, but we're a social group too. We like to hang out and
they're actually kind of fun guys.
Yeah. We don't do the bar thing, but that's just us. If you do American Legion Post 28, they've got their own post with a bar and everything. So if that's your scene, then I highly recommend you go check them out. But we don't do all that there, and so if that's something you're not, because I know some people are like, no, I don't want to do the drinking and all that. Okay, we don't. That's not our post. So, is there anything we missed? Anything else we need to get? I know I got windbaggy and soapboxy and all that, but
no.
Anything we missed? Oh, a thing to put on people's radar. Getting back to that education side. In February, and we'll be back to tell more about it, but the end of February, that last Sunday in February, I don't remember the date off the top of my head.
4 chaplains, right?
Yes, our 4 chaplain ceremony. This is a ceremony we do every year. I've talked about it on this show multiple times, but it is the story of the USS Dorchester and the sinking of the Dorchester, and 4 military chaplains that went down with the ship and saved the lives of 100-plus crew members by calmly getting people, praying, getting people off the ship, giving up their own life jackets and their own equipment to other sailors so that they could survive while these 4 chaplains literally died doing their duty. And so because of the weirdness of the time frame of that particular incident versus they didn't qualify for the Medal of Honor because technically it wasn't officially in wartime yet or something. I don't know all the details there, but for whatever reason, they do not qualify for the Medal of Honor. Does not mean they're not worthy of it. They are, but they get the other distinguished medals. But we do this to honor their sacrifice and their that story is the epitome of military and the life of and the brotherhood and what it all means. And so every February, around the time of the incident, the Dorchester incident that took place in February, we do
in the North Atlantic.
Yes, in the North Atlantic.
So
we do this ceremony.
45 minutes was how long you were expected to survive in the water.
Yeah. Good luck with that. At frigid temperatures and things like that. Think of this as like a military version of a Titanic kind of thing.
Yeah.
But all hands would have been lost had it not been for these four chaplains, and people got to go home from that incident because of those 4 chaplains. So we tell that story, and as we get closer, we'll do the story. It'll be at First United Methodist Church that last Sunday of February there at 3 p.m. But I know people got 20 things on their radar right now, but put that bee in your bonnet. We would love to invite you to come out and be a part of that. That's the one thing that makes me mad. And I say mad, and that's not the right word, disappointed. I talk about that thing, and I want to get people, and every year we only get a handful of people that come to it. Because it's a free event. It's about 40 minutes, and let's face it, there's no flames or explosions or nothing. So.
Well, it's kind of a gloomy subject, isn't it?
And it is. It is dealing with a very somber occasion. But I think it's a story that every American should know. So
I agree with that very much.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many communities in America have this. I was invited to one once.
If they have a pretty active Legion post in town, they probably have that ceremony somewhere.
Yeah, and these guys weren't.
Yeah,
they were just part of the 3 chaplains?
Okay.
Association.
Okay. Matter of fact, if you go to our VA facility in Albuquerque, they've got a amazing artwork piece on the 4 chaplains there in the lobby. There, it's a beautiful piece of art there. So if you ever have a hankering to go down there to do that. So good deal. But I just saw the time. We probably should wrap this up. Is there anything, Ted? Anything we
didn't talk about split pea soup. Do you have an Instant Pot at home?
We do. We do have an Instant Pot at home.
I've got an Instant Pot recipe for split pea soup.
If you send it to me, I'd be ever grateful, because that's top 5 favorite soups is split pea.
Yeah.
We do have a little ham right now. We got a ham bone sitting in a refrigerator, just hankering for something to do with it.
My mom's Dutch, and they're raised on it.
I love split pea. Clam chowder, New England, not Manhattan. Split pea soup. Those are my top 2 seeds, probably. I love a good chicken corn chowder too.
Ooh. There's something to be said for that.
Yeah. Chicken and dumplings is pretty good. Yeah, but I'm a soup guy. But split pea and New England clam chowder, those are my top seeds right there. Cream of crab, of course.
But of course, yeah.
Of course, most people don't do that around here. But I think we talked about that. That was my time in the Air Force. I've had more bowls of split pea and ham soup, because that was kind of the go-to. Like, if there wasn't really anything going on at the chow hall, they always had the things of soup sitting there.
Yeah.
And there's always split pea with ham. I'm like, oh, what is that thing? I don't know. We're going with the soup.
The way a lot of ex-military guys can't stand Spam. I'm not one of them, but ex-military Germans can't stand split pea soup, because that's what they get, lots of that.
Is that their version of SOS?
It's even worse. It's in their field rations.
Oh, wow.
Just add water.
Oh, yummy. I'm sure that's a delight.
Oh, coming from a factory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, it's like green water with, oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I got to stop thinking of that, because I won't like split pea if I think of that version. So, but thank you, Ted, as always. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Happy New Year to you and your family. And we look forward to seeing you here in 2024.
Hoorah. There I was.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Mike.
Anytime. Appreciate it, Ted. Take care.
Ugh.
All right. It is 9:55. Let's do a quick break before news. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
On Friday, Diane Griffin, a board member of Loaves and Fish Food Pantry, said she had gone to the pantry to accept a small donation of canned goods from a local resident. But, to her surprise, she was met with over 1,000 frozen pizzas to give away. The donation made possible because of a delivery truck crash near Roswell. Thankfully, nobody was injured in that crash. Another person jumping into a local political race, Haley Klein, announcing she will run for the Eddy County District 2 seat on the commission. That seat is currently held by John Henry. Henry has announced he will not seek re-election to the commission, but will instead run for the District 54 State House seat. Klein is a political newcomer. She is currently the executive director of the Artesia Chamber of Commerce, where she has worked for 17 years. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
Hey everyone, with your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. C.D. Lamb has a chance to surpass a Hall of Famer this weekend in the Cowboy record books, but he says it won't matter if the team doesn't get a W over the Lions. Hear from C.D. directly right after this.
Cowboys Nation is big because everything's bigger in Texas. And Reliant has the energy to power it all. From home field advantage to home sweet home, Reliant has Dallas Cowboys fans all across the Lone Star State covered for every electric moment this season and beyond. Reliant, proud to be the official energy provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Reliant, PUCT number 10007.
A true Dallas Cowboys fan is there for the journey and the destination. This is the season to make your journey count by flying through McAllen International Airport, the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. Whether you're flying down for McAllen's award-winning fall and holiday festivals, or you're a South Texas fan flying up to cheer the Cowboys on, make your journey as satisfying as your destination at the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. McAllen International Airport, above, beyond, at McAllenairport.com.
CeeDee Lamb leads the NFL with 109 catches entering Saturday's big home game against the 11-4 NFC North champion Lions. CeeDee needs just 3 more catches to break Michael Irvin's team record for most in a single season. The numbers he's throwing up are spectacular, but CeeDee's more interested in breaking the current 2-game losing skid.
Overall, it's not really so much more of the stat. Whatever the stat ends up being after the game, yeah, that's cool. But, I just like winning. I really have an obsession with winning.
Kickoff Saturday night is 7:15 Central, pregame 6 Central, right here on your radio home for the Cowboys. Jimmy Johnson will be inducted into the Ring of Honor at halftime. With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure parked over the Four Corners region. That'll be covering our area through the upcoming weekend, so things look pretty good. Sunny and low 50s for the high today. Mid-20s and clear for the overnight hours. Warming up a little bit on Friday. Sunshine and upper 50s will be right around the 60-degree mark for both Saturday and Sunday. Should be plenty of sunshine. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All across America, this is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Stocks on pace for big annual gains and key housing data today. Just 2 more trading days left in the year. Stocks closing in on record territory. All 3 indexes up yesterday. A late surge in the Dow Jones Industrials, the index 111 points higher, the S&P up again. The index heading toward its 9th consecutive winning streak. Wall Street headed towards significant annual gains. More housing data. Pending home sales today expected to have jumped 1% in November, up from 1.5% decline in October. Sinking mortgage rates helping out. The New York Times suing OpenAI and Microsoft, the paper accusing them of using millions of Times articles without permission. The articles were allegedly used to help train chatbots to provide information to users. Estimated damages run in the billions. Generative AI services from Meta already paying dividends. NVIDIA's stock up more than 230% in 2023. Please join me twice each weekday for the Lou Dobbs Business Report right here.
Business news you need to know. Keep listening for more. This is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
A cyber attack happens every 39 seconds. If you didn't insist that your IT security team call Arison before you know it, it's too late. Your company network gets attacked, your client data gets stolen, your bank accounts get drained, then the lawsuits come and you're in hot water. Arison's Cyber Z Suite ensures total network coverage and best practice-based zero-trust cybersecurity. Get protected. Call Arison today to schedule a no-obligation consultation. 908-878-7717. 908-878-7717. That's Arison. ERACENT.com.
If you're looking for the best deal on your next vehicle, look no further. The Roswell Hyundai Used Car Supercenter has a huge selection of vehicles to choose from with nearly every make and model. You're sure to find a vehicle that fits your needs and budget. Whether you're in the market for a large truck, a super high-end luxury vehicle, or an affordable car for first-time buyers, the Roswell Hyundai Used Car Supercenter has something for everyone. Come experience the excitement of finding your dream car at Roswell Hyundai, the fun place to buy a car, at 1909 West 2nd in Roswell.
I'm Rich Thomas. The nation's highest court being asked to return former President Trump to the Colorado primary ballot. The Colorado Republican Party filed the appeal with the U.S. Supreme Court. The Colorado Supreme Court disqualified Mr. Trump from the ballot. An appeal from the Trump legal team is expected soon as well. And the prosecution trying to muzzle the Trump legal team in the former president's federal election interference trial.
Special counsel Jack Smith's office is asking a judge to bar Trump's lawyers from raising what they call irrelevant political issues or arguments, including that the prosecution is vindictive and selective or was coordinated by President Biden. The motion to preclude Trump from introducing broad categories of arguments is a way for prosecutors to try to set parameters on what information they believe the jury should or should not hear. It was filed as the case is effectively on hold during an appeal of the former president's claims that he's immune from prosecution for acts taken while in the White House. I'm Julie Walker.
Some big city mayors continue pleading for help dealing with an influx of illegal aliens. New York's Eric Adams joining some fellow Democrats in appealing to the Biden administration for assistance.
We must feed, clothe, house, educate children, and all the services that you would give a normal adult. And we're seeing that play out on our streets of New York. And that is what the breaking point looks like.
Adams criticizing Texas Governor Greg Abbott for sending illegal aliens who want to go to sanctuary cities like New York. In New York and Los Angeles, pro-Hamas protesters wreaked havoc at JFK Airport and LAX yesterday, blocking traffic to both airports, inconveniencing thousands of travelers. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 51 points, the Nasdaq ahead 36. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
A European trial of a new treatment for infants with the common winter respiratory virus shows promise, reducing hospitalizations after a single dose.
RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, can cause serious lung infections in babies, which leave them struggling to breathe. In a trial of 8,000 children aged up to 12 months, RSV-related hospital admissions were cut by 83% in the group who got a single injection of antibodies against the virus. Unlike vaccines, which prompt the immune system to create antibodies, this jab, called nirsevimab, bypasses that step, giving instant protection.
The BBC's Fergus Walsh. The number of Israeli soldiers wounded in the war with Hamas is climbing. Israel's defense ministry says roughly 3,000 members of the country's security forces have been wounded since the start of the war. News and analysis, townhall.com. 2 higher-end models of the Apple Watch will soon be available again for purchase.
They can go back in stores after a federal court temporarily lifted a sales halt ordered by the International Trade Commission due to a patent dispute. The ITC, a federal agency, ordered the halt to block Apple from using specific technologies underpinning a blood oxygen measurement system in its Series 9 and Ultra 2 watches. Apple stopped selling the 2 watch models in the U.S. on Thursday to comply with the ITC ruling. The court's action will allow sales of the 2 Apple Watch models while it considers whether to reinstate the ITC order as it hears Apple's appeal. Keith Peters reporting.
1 person was killed, another injured in yesterday's crash of a helicopter in a South Florida canal. That copter crashed about 3 miles west of the Miami Executive Airport. 2 people from Fort Myers were on board the copter. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Javelin, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
Good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
The Duke. Choice and Beer now.
There you go. Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Thank you, Roy. Yeah. Sean's on vacation this week, so Roy's into the deuces and traces. So
This morning went by fast.
It is already 9 o'clock. It's kind of a quick morning here.
So it felt like 8 o'clock to me.
Yeah. Well, and I do that all the time. I'm like, hey, welcome to hour number 3. And I'm like, oh, it's hour number 1. I'm still. I do it all the time. Where I'm like, happy Thursday. Oh, it's Tuesday. Yeah, I'm notorious for that. So it's kind of, especially when it's holidays like this where you kind of get, like, you're not on your regular schedule. And especially if you don't have a lot going on, it can get Groundhog Day-like during this time of year.
Yeah.
If you're not working or anything.
Yeah.
Or at least you lose track of days and time. Like
I think
when you're not working.
Yeah.
And you're off, and you're like, what is it, Tuesday, Thursday? You don't pay attention to the days as much. And so, which is a good thing. I wish my whole life was like that. I'm like, I don't care what day of the week it is. My days, that would be happy for me. But I know not. I'm weird like that. But
I think I said earlier that this Thursday, today, feels like a Thursday.
Yeah.
Like there's too much stuff happening, like concrete, for it to be like, mistaken for any other day.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's busy holiday wise because we got 2 basketball tournaments going on. There's a lot going on right now. So
it's like Christmas happened Monday,
yeah.
New Year's is Monday,
and Christmas on Monday just messes everything up. I'm still not right. Like my calendar, internal clock is just not right still.
We're in the middle of a 3-day tournament.
Yeah, and then I got sick Christmas Day, which really messed up my like I didn't do the Christmas like normally because I was sick. And so that kind of even throws it a different. Everyone's like, "Yeah, did you have a great Christmas?" Like I slept through mine. I had ham later.
I was too busy healing.
Yeah. And now we got a bit of a problem at the house because my wife took a ham up to Ruidoso for the Christmas and all that, and she brought back a lot of the ham that wasn't eaten. Because it was a big old ham, and there was Mexican food. I mean, it was literally so much food. She didn't need that ham, but, ham. So she brought it. and now she brought it back. She's pretty much done eating ham. I'm not done eating ham, but there's like half a ham in there. Yeah, that's what I mean. Because we want the bone for the soup and all that stuff. But, and in all fairness, I'm not good at that. Like, I'll freeze meats, and then they go to die there. I think I have, like, brisket from, like, 3 years ago sitting in the back of that freezer in the garage in a Ziploc bag. It just happens.
I think a lot of people forget to put their stuff in the freezer.
I do. I put it in there. I forget to take it out. That's my problem. I just forget it's in there, and then I go to clean it. And it's not the freezer in the
because then you got to thaw it out.
It's not the freezer in the house. It's the I got a chest freezer and I got a refrigerator freezer in my garage, like a normal. And so I keep my sodas and everything in there. But then we put like the things like the bulk meats and things. That's where they go. And yeah, that's what happens. Like for holidays or something, we'll do a brisket and then we eat like a third of it and then we freeze the rest and I forget about it.
Bold of you to assume everyone has a garage.
Well, in my particular house is what I have. So, but so yes, I would like to do that, but I know me, and I know what's going to happen next is that we'll go to the land where frozen meat was forgotten. Yes, you go to my freezer in my garage,
yeah,
and it's literally the mystery foil balls and things. You're like, well, is that a Dutch egg? No, it's a. It's ribs.
Yeah. You got to do spring cleaning in there.
And I don't have kids, so I don't have any teenagers that just eat. Because if you have teenagers, they take care of that stuff. They're little vacuums, especially their boys. They just, and I know because I was one, and my brother was one, and that's when I ate the most weirdest things in my life as a teenage boy. Like things like bologna sandwiches with ketchup and mustard and onions and peanut butter, stuff like that.
Not mayonnaise though.
Yeah, that'd be savage. But no, that's why. But when I was a teenager, yeah, I go, oh, what's this thing? I don't know. Especially if you're like sick from school that day and you're eating. Next thing you know, I got this concoction with this frozen ball that was in the freezer. I added some ketchup and some bread, and it's all right. So, anyway, but yes. So, but now my dilemma is I've got to figure out ways to eat ham, but my wife not so much with the ham. So I don't know. I'm kind of like last night. I actually did ham dinner. I had ham, and then I had from the grocery store one of those deli mashed potatoes. These were gold Yukon ones, and then some canned carrots, and there's one meal of ham down the drain. Now I'm like, all right, we're gonna breakfast how we work that ham and the eggs to the whatever. So
yeah,
I'm in that mode right now. So
yeah. It's salvaging.
But it's a good ham. It's one of those ones from Lubbock. It's when my wife went and got one of these honey hams, spiral sliced honey hams from Lubbock that was like $75. So it's not like, this is like a fancy ham.
Like Omaha ham.
Yeah. And so I will not waste a drop. I need to get with because I was talking with Ted there yesterday, and of course you heard it in the interview last hour. Ted says he's got a recipe for split pea soup. I got a ham bone. Give me the recipe.
Okay.
I love split pea soup. I could tell Crystal's a big fan by her facial reaction.
I've never had it.
It's greens that throws people off.
Is it?
Do you like peas?
Do you cut peas in half? Is that the
well,
split
no,
pea? Is that the split pea?
Kind of cooks them, and they kind of mushy. They mush up. Yes. Oh, well, I was in the military. Military got me my affinity for split pea soup because when you go to the chow hall and you work the midnight shift and then you didn't want to eat whatever other stuff they put out at that particular day, there was always the soup section. And they usually have like chicken noodle and split pea and, maybe a third one in there, broccoli cheese or something. And then when you ate soup a lot, but I love split pea. I've always.
If you can eat lentils, then you could probably. I've
eaten lentil soup, and I'm. Put it this way: I don't request lentil soup.
I don't like lentils.
But if someone said, "Here's lentil soup," then I eat the lentil soup. Like Sarah's has lentil soup.
Yes,
it's pretty good.
Yes, but their soup is good.
It is. That lentil soup is good. I ate that lentil soup. I requested it and got it and ate it.
Well, it's Mediterranean lentil soup, so it's got like the chickpea.
Mediterranean lentils taste better than American lentils.
Because it's a different kind of lentil, isn't it? Like the chickpea kind of lentil? Or,
I have no idea.
Okay. But then, it's more emulsified, probably, is what it is.
Yeah.
There's a word for you.
But I will tell you this: I'll take split pea over lentil any day. Split pea is
okay.
Split peas in my top 5 soups, like New England clam chowder, split pea and ham.
Crawdad.
Well, cream of crab because I'm
Creole.
Cream of crab.
We were talking about gumbo earlier.
But New England clam chowder is my one seed for soups too. I love New England clam chowder. Not Manhattan. That's the red, the white New England. As far as I'm concerned, Manhattan, you just take that stuff and uninvent it because I don't know why it's like they had the perfect soup with New England clam chowder. And then some clown shoe who's got to, buck the system. I'm going to make a tomato base. Ugh, go away.
It reminds me of a scene in Elf where Santa's like, when you go to New York, every pizza restaurant will say that theirs is the original when the real one is on 11th Street.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a pizza war. And, this was the original Little Nicky's or whatever it is. Yeah. Crystal Noble, patiently waiting to join us here from the Humane Society. She'll give us an update what's happening there. And, of course, we got into the holiday weekends. We'll talk about what they got going on for that. And just update you on what pets are available for adoption and all that. So we'll have that conversation here in just a bit. And later on in the hour, we'll get you up to date with news of local variety, your Wall Street business update, and whatever else I can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and take a look at your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure parked over the Four Corners region. That'll be covering our area through the upcoming weekend, so things look pretty good. Sunny and low 50s for the high today. Mid-20s and clear for the overnight hours. Warming up a little bit on Friday. Sunshine and upper 50s will be right around the 60-degree mark for both Saturday and Sunday. Should be plenty of sunshine. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, man, I'm bad with the weather today. Currently, 36 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 59%. Winds currently out of the north at 3 miles per hour. I've been saying it all morning. I'm going to say it one more time. The weather the next couple days, think 50s, 20s. That's kind of how we're doing it. 50s for highs, 20s for lows. Sunny, 55 today. Winds out of the southeast, 5 miles per hour. Clear tonight, overnight low of 23 degrees. Northwest winds at 5 miles per hour. Friday, sunny, 57 for a high. Winds will be out of the southeast at around 5 miles per hour. Friday night, clear skies, overnight low of 25. Winds out of the southwest at around 5 miles per hour. For your weekend on Saturday, mostly sunny, 58 for a high there. Northwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. Saturday night, bucks my system by 1 degree. Partly cloudy, 30 for an overnight low. For your New Year's Eve Sunday, sunny skies, 59 for a high. New Year's Eve night, mostly clear, overnight low of 28. And then for your New Year's Day on Monday, 51 under sunny skies. And then looks like we'll be floating in the mid-50s Tuesday, Wednesday of next week as well. All right, it is 9:18. We're going to take a quick 3.5-minute commercial break. And then we will be joined by Crystal Noble from the Roswell Humane Society on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Hey, this is Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing. Every storm chaser's worst nightmare. You know storm chasers, those out-of-town roofers that descend on neighborhoods after big storms. They come in, do a crummy job, then poof, they're gone forever. Well, a few years ago, our area had a hailstorm, and right on cue, storm chasers showed up. I was driving home from work one evening and saw one talking to an elderly lady on her porch. I said, "Not today, buddy." I did a U-turn, pulled in the driveway, and walked right up to them. I warned the woman who they were talking to, and I chased away the storm chaser. The woman's daughter called me later and said a storm chaser ripped them off a few years ago. She thanked me for stopping this one and chose Trustmark for her roof. Trustmark Roofing. Every storm chaser's nightmare. Every homeowner's champion. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring and roof gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Roswell Nissan's deal days are here, and that means the most wonderful deal of the year. Rates as low as 0% for 60 months for qualified buyers, 10 grand off new Armadas, 13 grand off new Titans, and top dollar for your trade. And with the largest selections of new and pre-owned inventory in the state, Roswell Nissan has what you need priced to move. With payments as low as $175 a month on quality pre-owned vehicles and a team of experts ready to make it the most wonderful deal of the year, hurry to Roswell Nissan now before the deal is gone. Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Hi, everyone. This is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. When was the last time you looked forward to sleep? Let's be honest here. You know a restful night's sleep has more health benefits than you consciously think about during the day. Here at Glenn's, we carry Serta mattresses, and they've been in the business for more than 90 years. Choosing one can be hard, but I want you to know we have your back. Come see us at Glenn's on the corner of Union and Alameda in Roswell, where delivery is free since 1953.
In this joyous season of giving thanks and sharing love, Artesia General Hospital would like to say thank you. They are grateful for the privilege to serve you and your family and for the trust you place in their caregivers. It is an honor to serve the people of Southeast New Mexico. The entire team at Artesia General Hospital wishes you joy and health this holiday season. Artesia General Hospital, your destination for health, your partner for life.
They're watching you. They see your social media posts. They follow your family, your friends, and your interests online because they're planning on taking your money. All of it. They're con artists. They'll use your social information to build your trust and lure you into once-in-a-lifetime investments with promises of high guaranteed returns. But it can be avoided. The Securities Division of New Mexico's Regulation and Licensing Department can help. Learn to spot the red flags of investment scams at rld.nm.gov/red flags or call 505-476-4580.
This is Dallas Cowboys football 2023.
Back to throw, looking left, looking right.
Only heard here.
Pumps, runs out to the left.
All season.
Throws on the run, Lamb at the 7, and strolls in.
Saturday night, it's your Cowboys and the Detroit Lions. Live from AT&T Stadium on this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
Saturday night at 5 p.m. on 92.9 The Brand.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Did you know you share your birthday with at least 9 million other people in the world? Your birthday isn't feeling so special now, is it? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock. Sorry, I had a belch there. And joining us in studio. Hey, the body doesn't understand sometimes that I'm on air and I can't do those things. It just tells me anyway. What are you going to do? So, but joining us in studio this morning, Crystal Noble back from the Roswell Humane Society. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good.
We were talking about food and appliances. And
we are. And how some older products are better to keep versus some of the newer ones.
Yeah. Well, and especially when it comes to the world of tools or appliances. You know what I mean? It's just, they were made better 20, 30 years ago, and they were made to last, not made to work for 2 years and break and buy a new one.
And then on some of the things you buy, you can actually buy replacement parts if it breaks.
Yeah.
As to where, like, one of the newer ones, if it breaks, you have to buy a whole new one.
Yeah. Like, there's a whole career industry that is pretty much out of a job now. The TV repairman. Remember that guy?
Uh-huh.
That guy had a job. Nowadays.
And the vacuum repairman?
When's the last time you repaired either one of those items? A vacuum or a television? Never. Because they're not built that way anymore.
Nope.
They're built to be disposable. So, computers are the same way. They really, computers, especially with proprietized stuff. That's the computer world's problem is proprietized. Everyone's like, well, my thing does the same thing, but it's proprietized this way. And so that's why Apple and Android, no one can get along with nobody. But anyway.
That's like split pea soup and broccoli chowder fighting at the end of the soup line.
Exactly. Yeah, they can't get along here. So, but yeah, in appliances and stuff, usually grandma's mixer from the 1960s is going to work way better than a brand new one that you just bought.
It's funny because me and my cousin were talking over the Christmas holiday. My cousin still has our grandma's hand mixer that actually had a stand that you would just set it on, and then you could set the bowl in front of it, and it would mix. The only problem with that is there's nothing to lock the bowl into, so you have to hold the bowl.
Oh,
because if you set it and then walk away,
otherwise that bowl's going to go shooting across the room.
Yeah.
Which could be fun if you just, like, I'm sure if your husband one day decided to mix things, I think you would just stop and let him watch just to see what happened.
I think his mom had a similar one, so
he might be a little wise.
He might be a little wise.
Okay. Yeah.
I laughed because
I don't think we have it anymore.
I got, the KitchenAid for Christmas. Well, okay, I got it before Christmas, but it was essentially for Christmas. And so I was making pumpkin pies for Christmas dinner. And so I had set it, put everything in it, and I turned it on. Well, the lever on the side, okay, when you're standing in front of it, you can't see the numbers.
Right.
So I didn't remember how many clicks was 3 clicks. I had pumpkin pie, pew, and I was like, whoop. And so I walked around the corner. He goes, "What's wrong?" I was all, should have put my shield on.
Yeah, my mixer turned into a pumpkin shooter.
Yeah. I'm all looking up. I'm like, "Do I have any on the roof?" Okay, no.
Went from a pumpkin mixer to a pumpkin chucker.
Yeah.
I have an Instapot, but I'm too intimidated to use it, so it's just sitting in the cabinet. It's been sitting there for several years. Isn't that embarrassing?
You're right. We've never used that thing. I never even thought of that.
Exactly.
What are we going to do with that?
I'm too intimidated to use it.
Yeah. Huh. We're going to fix that. Maybe make some soup in it.
You're going to make your split pea soup in it.
Well, we have a crock pot, so we always grab that. You know what I mean? We just...
Yeah.
I think it's just we use other things.
Crock pots and pressure cookers over Instapots.
Yeah.
Well, an Instapot is like a pressure cooker.
I know.
And it's...
But like you said, it doesn't do it as well as something that's designed to just be a pressure cooker.
Yeah.
You know?
I just, no.
It's no like we have that toaster oven, air fryer, baker, and all that, which is convenient. But to be honest, as an air fryer, it's not the best as an air. You know what I mean? Like if you want to make toast or heat up something, one of those Totino's pizzas in there pretty quick, no problem. But if you want to air fry it, it kind of turns the whole house into a weird thing, and it smells like it's about to catch on fire. Yeah.
So we got an air fryer from the thrift store that was brand new, a Ninja basket air fryer.
Okay.
I had never cooked in one, so I was like, we're going to try chili rellenos in it.
Not so good.
There was no taste, no crisp, no crunch. I pulled them out, and the egg batter just went off the chili relleno, and I was like,
Guess you need to actually fry those.
But I used a chili relleno air fryer recipe because you do the egg batter differently.
Gotcha. And it worked out that way? Or no?
No.
Huh?
It was horribly disgusting. And it stunk, and it smelled like burnt electrical cooking, and so that's the last time it was used, and I probably should get rid of it because it's taking up a spot for, another kitchen gadget.
Well, as I say, we got
I can
Instapot
come
here.
home after work, and I can tell if Mike's used the toaster oven because it stinks when I open the door. I'm like, ugh.
I eat lunch. What do you want to do? I come home for lunch and I eat lunch sometimes.
We've had that for several years, and it's time to get rid of it.
Well, the thrift store would probably enjoy it.
No, I
or
don't even
somebody.
know if it's. I was about to say, I don't know that thing.
No, it's dirty.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Instapot. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that thing. We probably just get. Now we go there and buy a new one, but I don't know if
y'all
I donate
want
it.
this.
It's not worth donating.
No,
you'll be like, who donated this thing? It's going right to the landfill.
Mike, I saw you on camera. I
Yeah,
got
if
you.
a toaster oven shows up all of a sudden, they're gonna blame me.
Yeah. I'm gonna be rewind video. I know he drives the Jeep.
Well, it does work because I still use it to this
It
day.
works,
but
but it's had its day. It's time to retire that thing.
It had a good couple year run.
So my husband is having his input, and he says he prefers food. He doesn't care what kitchen gadgets they are. He just wants food.
He wants real food. He doesn't care how it got heated or made. I hear you. I'm the same way.
But I am going to say this once and one time only. I really like my KitchenAid. Like,
cool.
They're heavy.
Sure.
But
again, you get what you pay for.
You do, and in the beginning you have like the new motor smell, but obviously you have to use it to get rid of that smell.
Gotta break it in.
Yeah.
Just like anything else.
Well, I don't know. I think that thing's made like tin pies and I don't know what else, but
Good
I've
for
used it quite a
you.
bit.
Nice. Good for you.
Good for you.
See, that's the thing is.
Well, that's just it too. There's a difference, Kim. She likes cooking and baking. You not so much.
Yeah.
So
it would get used, but not.
But you don't
near
like
as
doing
much.
those things, so.
Well,
She likes
I
the
bought
theory
the
of doing it.
bigger one
Yeah.
because like when I do that stuff, I do big bunches of it.
Yeah.
So it's easier. But I think if you just want it for like mixing occasionally, like you could get away with one of the smaller ones because they have the 3-quart one.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. I've been having my eye on that. And we got to be careful with our appliances because we don't have a lot of room.
Yeah, I
in
was
our
telling her
place.
that earlier. Well,
Yeah.
sounds like we can get rid of an Instapot, a Flavor Wave.
We don't have a. We didn't bring the flavor.
I'm pretty
away.
sure it's in that closet in there.
She's
pretty
gonna go home and look, and
I'm
she's
pretty
gonna be
sure
like,
it's sitting up top there. You don't see it because you're short. I think it's on the top shelf.
"There goes your short
So
joke."
there you go. It could very well be.
I'm not saying it as a joke. I'm saying it because you made us not notice it up there.
You got a point.
It's above eye level.
Yeah,
I cannot
it's at
decipher
my
if it's
eye
there or
level.
not.
It's not at your eye level. It's over your head.
It's not like she gets a ladder and climbs up and looks. What do I got up here today?
Yeah.
Right.
Although that step stool's right next to that closet, so that her official. When I can't get things, I have to get a stool to get it. That's where that's located.
So I have a special spatula, and then if it's big stuff, I have a step stool, a 3-step.
She'll grab the tongs out of the
Use it as a reach.
thing. Like your tongs you flip your chicken with. Yeah, she'll go grab that out and go grab a glass or a can if she can't reach it. Yeah. And I'm literally sitting right there. I was like, Kim, I'm right here.
I'm independent.
I understand that, but I'm 3 feet away. Let me help you.
If I can do it, I'm doing it.
I get that.
So John laughs because, if there's something tall and I can't reach it, I'll do the jump with the spatula and, like, knock it and catch it.
Yeah.
And he's like, all you have to do is ask. And I'm like, no.
Well, and here's the thing you don't understand.
get it.
I'm short, too. I'm 5'8".
So
So
you
when people
appreciate-
ask me to get stuff off top shelf, I'm like, yeah, I'm useful. Because normally I'm not that guy.
Do you
I'm
know
5'8".
what's even sadder is going to Walmart and trying to reach something on the top shelf and somebody who's like an inch taller than you walks by and says, oh, let me grab that for you.
Like,
I'm all standing on the bottom shelf, like trying to grab it.
But
I'm like,
but I'm that guy in Walmart that will not ask. I'm like, oh, he's up top. I need it. I will climb shelves.
that's
and I will
me.
get. Yeah, that's
and
me
then
too.
somebody walks by because
Yeah.
I'm like that far from it, like reaching my.
Yeah, it's like I
final
didn't need
product.
your help now. I needed it 2 minutes ago when I.
Well, this lady, I was trying to get like Italian dressing packets or something, and they had them on the very top shelf, and I was like, God dang it! So I'm all climbing up the shelves, and I'm all
trying to knock one down.
I actually had a spatula in the basket,
Oh,
and so I
nice.
was getting the spatula, trying to get it, and she goes, "Hold on, let me help you," and she just reaches up and hands it to me, and I was like, "Wow, I feel like a child." And she's like, "Here you go," and I was like, "Thank you."
Well, see, that's when you look at those people like, hey, if you need anything from down here, let me know. I
Oh,
got
right,
you.
right.
I will remember that next time.
Yeah, just put his stuff at the very bottom.
I'll
Hey,
get
if
the
you need
bottom
anything from
shelf.
down here, let me get it for you.
I'll get the bottom shelf.
I will so say that next time I have that happen.
That is
Yeah.
that is good. But
we should talk dogs, I'm thinking.
normally, after Christmas, everybody gets all their new gadgets, so they start going through their old stuff and getting rid of it. The thrift store is accepting donations. They will be, what's today? Thursday.
Yes.
So we're normal hours today and tomorrow,
Mhm.
and then on Saturday we will be closing at 12.
Gotcha. So
And then back
if you wanna do
open, they'll reopen on Wednesday the 3rd, and then when we close at noon on Saturday, we will reopen at 10 a.m. on Tuesday the 2nd.
Okay, so if you want to do some shopping Saturday, get up early because they'll be
Yes.
closing at noon.
Yes.
It won't be open their normal Saturday hours because of the New Year's holiday here. And the thrift store is normally not open Sunday or Monday anyway, or
Right.
Tuesday for that matter. So when you come back Wednesday, it'll be new stuff day next week. And so with the extra time, there might be extra new stuff there. So
Right.
Yeah, so maybe make sure you're part of the 10 o'clock club on Wednesday
Yeah.
morning when they're at
They're
the door.
faithful. They're very faithful.
I
I
hope
do
they
know.
use that. Embrace that as a name. Tell them if they want a name. And
Right,
I'll
and like the
suggest
Breakfast Club, the 10 o'clock
the 10
club.
o'clock club. And I think they can own that and embrace it.
I think so. They did get some really nice recliners donated.
Okay.
So if anybody's didn't get the recliner they wanted for Christmas, come down, take a look.
Okay.
They got some other little odd and end furnitures. They're pulling some stuff out of the storage that they put up so that way they can have Christmas items out.
Okay.
They're going to be pulling some of that stuff out too. A ton. They still have a ton of clothing.
Okay.
Shoes, like winter shoes, boots, the Uggs.
Don't
all
buy
of
them
that.
new.
Don't.
Go, especially Uggs, man.
And you
I
know
know
what's funny
I
is,
bought a
like-
pair of Uggs or two, and they are very expensive now.
I'm not an Ugg girl.
She likes Uggs.
I don't like my feet to get hot and sweaty.
To be
but my
honest,
feet are always cold. But the second I stick them in Uggs, they just like sweat instantly.
to
I'm
be
like,
honest,
I need airflow.
unless you live like up north or in Ruidoso, you have no business needing Uggs in New Mexico.
Our daughter lives in El Paso, and she wears Uggs in the summer.
I'm just saying.
Oh, wow.
I'm just saying.
I'm like, why? What's
We
wrong
don't
with
get
you?
that cold where you need the Uggs.
But-
we ain't the Arctic.
They had
But I get it. It's a fashion thing.
probably like 15 or 20 pair donated brand new in the box.
Oh, wow.
I don't know where they came from, but they still had tags on them and everything.
Okay.
So
Well, good too. They probably said, I love Uggs. And then he said, I moved to New Mexico. It's too
It's-
hot for these
yeah.
Uggs.
somebody with the Ugg fetish that decided that they were coming down to warmer climes. They're like, whoa.
I need to change over to Crocs.
So our president of the Humane Society loves Crocs.
Yeah. It is a step down from Uggs, by the way. I'm just making a joke. Don't
And,
get all mad.
So I saw a meme that says I might have done a lot of things wrong in my life, but I've never bought a pair of Crocs. And I was like, oh my God, that is so me, because I'm anti-Croc. I'm like, no.
My brother almost got me to buy a pair of Crocs because he was wearing them and he was talking about how great they are. And I'm like, Chris, really? And I got to looking, and I was looking at them like, nah, I'm not wearing these.
No, but they do have the ones that are like completely enclosed that don't have the holes in
Yeah,
them.
they're less croc looking.
Yeah. Yeah. But still, no.
Wow, and people swear by them that wear them.
Well,
they do, and I'm
some
like,
foot doctors have actually been prescribing Crocs for plantar fasciitis.
really?
One of my employees has a prescription for Crocs.
Interesting.
I was like,
There's also that shoe or thing that I keep seeing commercials for that Alex Smith, the quarterback, is doing. There's like other couple athletes, but they're usually athletes that had like Alex Smith had that bad knee injury.
Oh.
And so he talks about these shoes and his recovery and how great they are. But they're kind of, I think, the same as kind of like Crocs, but probably 10 times more pricey and more.
well, yeah, if a football player's advertising it, you know it's expensive.
You're not going to find those at Payless. They're going to be, in your fancy shoe stores.
Well, when you find a Payless, let me know where it's at because I want to go shop.
Well, I dated myself a little bit.
I miss Payless. I loved that place. I loved it so much.
Yeah.
And now we have Shoe Depot.
Yeah. And then we had, back in our day, we had Kenny's. And this was back in Maryland. It was a chain shoe store, but it was like Payless, or it was called Kenny's. And they sold, you could get Nikes, but not like.
So it was like factory to you Nikes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Like, really, they were like, yeah, we got one pair of Nikes. Come see our Pumas. We got lots of Pumas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Diodora. I was like, what? Unless you're a soccer nerd, you have no idea what Diodora is.
Adidas.
Yeah.
Reebok.
Although I'm an Adidas guy. I love Adidas. I wear Adidas. Matter of fact, my beat up shoes I'm wearing right now. Adidas.
Well, I'm a Nike girl.
I'm in a New Balance.
Yes. And to be honest.
But I do like Pumas. Like some of the tennis shoes from Pumas are very, very comfortable.
Oh, they were very popular.
It just depends on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So if I'm walking on asphalt and concrete, I ain't doing Pumas. If I'm running around the office and outside with the dogs, I'm in Nike.
You're in the Nikes. Gotcha. Yeah. Well, I need to get new shoes. These are beat up. Like there's no soul.
My husband has become a Skechers man.
I have a few. See, I have a few pair of Skechers. I got some Nikes. I got a little bit of hodgepodge. And because I don't throw shoes away either. That's part of my problem.
Yeah, neither does he until I come along and I'm like, no, that's got to go. That's got to go.
Like
that's
literally,
gotta go.
I've got my combat boots in my closet.
So does he.
From 30 years ago.
So does he.
Or 20 years ago, whatever long it was.
He'll never get rid of them.
No, they're good boots. Those boots will
They're
will
doing
outlast.
you no good. If
I
you don't
wear them once or twice a year when the weather's bad. That's when I wear them. But they're
Do you look? He's giving the reason for you not to throw them away.
those boots. I mean, you could make an argument for many other shoes in my closet. I would even concede to that, but not those boots. Those boots will I will probably be buried in them because they're just that good of boots. They're good
And this
boots.
is why I wouldn't dare throw them out.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be allowed to go home.
Oh yeah,
No.
I would be. Put it this way, you would lose all of your purses had those boots disappeared. Your purse collection, bye now.
When John gets a new pair of tennis shoes, his old shoes go to yard shoes, and then the yard shoes go to the trash.
Yeah, I
So
need to.
we
I really
recycle
need,
out, but
like I have 3 or 4 pairs, and I'm thinking, oh, I'll wear them to do this, and then I never do. I just need to.
He needs to go.
I need to
through
weed through it, and I need to whittle it down to about 3 or 4 solid pairs of shoes that I wear on a regular. But those boots will always stay. I've got.
He looks at me
He's
like,
like,
always
I'm
say.
reminding you.
Yeah, do not touch
I'm
those
not
combat.
touching
Those
them. I
boots-
haven't yet.
They're
I'm not
steel
going
toe
to.
and they're heavy, but they're indestructible. They're military. I literally wore them and put them through the roughest stuff in the military, and they came out smelling like a rose. Those boots are amazing boots. I love those boots. I will wear those boots
Once or twice a year until he dies.
Absolutely. Good boots. You'll not see them in the thrift store because I will never donate those boots to the thrift store. Other things, yes. Matter of fact, we might have some recliners for you here in a month or 2.
Yeah, we're in the market for new.
Yeah, to replace some recliners. We may. And
we got to get rid of our.
they might need a little cleaning because I've had a lot of butt time in it. But
Okay.
But on the other side, they're power recliners.
Oh, nice.
Got a remote.
They got a battery pack. You
'cause
charge it up.
Kim is too short for her legs to actually run that thing, so we get the battery powered ones. And since she has one, I gotta have one because why am I over here doing this while she's? So we both.
It's so funny that I understand that lingo.
Right, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
100%. 100%.
And then when the battery gets low, it beeps at you.
Yeah.
So you just plug it in.
Yeah, and you plug it in for about a day. It takes about 12. But like for Kim, she because she reclines more than I do, she has to probably charge it once a month, maybe. So. Me, I go about 3-4 months before I have to charge it, and it still works. You just got to plug it in somewhere, and we have a cord that because our chairs aren't near an outlet per se. That's why we had the remote battery packs for them.
Oh, got it.
And so you can put them anywhere in the house. But when you do need to charge it, we've got like a 12, 15-foot cord that we stretch across the house to plug them in.
And they're wall huggers, too.
Yeah, they can be wall. Yeah,
so you can put them next to a wall. When you recline, it's made to.
So it won't punch into the wall.
Yeah.
Oh.
A lot of them will go back.
It goes forward instead of back.
This one kind of goes. So they're called wall huggers.
So it doesn't go back too far.
So you can have them by a wall.
But you lay flat, but it instead of it pushing back, it pushes forward. So,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure whenever you find your new set, Camille would be more than happy to go pick those up for you
Just
guys.
saying that someone will get a good deal on those when you guys will charge dirt cheap, but they're probably we got them from Glenn's. They're probably we'll be pay about $600-700 a piece for those or something like that. It was quite a bit of money. They're nice chairs.
Furniture's not cheap.
Yeah.
No.
By any means.
Yeah.
If you get good quality furniture, they're not cheap.
Yeah.
We had it custom. We picked
Yeah,
up
that's
our
right.
material.
We picked that fabric and everything. That's right. It took a little longer to get it because we custom picked so. But yeah, we've had them for almost 10 years.
Around there because we moved in a condo 7.
Yeah, and those came with us. That was one of the few pieces of furniture that came with us.
So I
those
would say maybe
recliners.
about 9 years.
It's about 9-10 years.
It's about time.
And they still work great. They just they got my butt groove in it, and they got her butt groove in it. So other than that,
somebody else's butt needs to take place.
Yeah, they just need to be regrooved.
It's like Sheldon Spot from Big Bang Theory.
Oh my God, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, we're gonna go to Sheldon Spot here.
That's right, and to regroove. But yes, that might be something on the thrift store.
Well, like I said, whenever you guys get your new ones or whatever, and you need those picked up, call Camille. Will be more than happy to go out.
And that's the thing. If you guys have donations, call ahead. Yes. Don't just drop it off. Call ahead. Let Camille get a chance to tell you, yeah, bring it right now, or we'll come get it right now, or hey, I would love that, but our storage is a little full right now. Can you hold it for a couple weeks or a month or so till we move some inventory, and then we can bring it back in or bring it in.
She'll tell you, what does and doesn't sell, and if you have questions about, is this donatable or whatever, she will be more than happy to tell you what she can and can't sell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, if you do have the old tube TVs or the big old tube monitors,
nobody wants those.
Nobody wants those. They don't sell, and we have to pay a special price to dispose of those.
Yeah, because even
of
the e-waste people. Yeah, they like when you go, when they have the e-waste events, they tell you we can't accept those tube TVs because they really can't recycle them. They can't.
Right.
They are very. I think they can. Parts of them, but
they have to dismantle them.
Yeah, the juice is not worth the squeeze for them.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, when you hear these e-waste events, there's a company they're giving this to, and at the end of the day, they're a for-profit company, and so they make money recycling and doing this stuff, and usually the cities or wherever that support it get, some kind of kickbacks or help outs.
Right.
But even those tube TVs, or usually same thing with appliances. That's why they usually don't take stoves and refrigerators, because some of the components in there is not the stuff they can recycle, and it actually costs them a lot of money to dispose of it properly. So that's why they don't take that stuff. But it's no different with the thrift store. They, refrigerator stuff they'll take, but tube TVs, any brick TVs out there, anything that isn't a flat panel LCD, plasma, or whatever the latest in technology is, that's what they want. They don't, if your TV, even if it's a 40-inch projector TV that was the Cadillac of TVs 20 years ago.
Flat screens are being considered like old school now, and they're going to just the drop projectors from the wall and just projecting on your wall across the room.
Yeah, projection TVs way different than it used to be. Like back in the day, it was kind of like watching film strips, but with a little better. But
now when you're looking at TVs, they're actually selling the projection TV box.
It's like going to a movie, like at a movie theater.
And it just, you have to have an open wall, and it's the entire wall.
Well, and that's just it. You can make it as big as you want. That's where you're not spending thousands of dollars on a 100-inch screen. You don't need it.
I just want to watch football, where
Had the
like I'm
projector,
walking
yeah.
across the wall and they're shorter than me.
But then but the only problem is you got to worry about the real down in fronts, because if you got a tall guy with melon head that stands in front of the projector,
Right. There's only one tall person that comes to our house, and I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be standing in front of the projector because he likes to watch football too.
good. So he's like, down in front, bud.
Yep.
You make a better door than you do a window. That was what Mom always told me, to get out of the way of the TV.
Yeah.
That was like when I'm in the way of the TV or something, Mom was, she goes, you make a better door than you do a window. That was her code for get the hell out of the way. That's when she's in a good mood. Other times, just get the hell out of the way.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, by the way, I know we're jumping all over the place today, but it's Christmas. We don't do.
And it's New Year's, so,
That's
mostly
right.
everybody's, getting old stuff sorted out from the new stuff they got in. And
yeah, but set that stuff aside. And,
Yeah,
and,
if you,
call
you
the
know-
Humane Society and say, hey, yeah, I've got some.
if it's just like a small load or whatever, when you have like a little bit of this or that,
Mhm.
that's not normally a big problem. But if you have a full trailer load or large furniture items, do please call ahead.
Yeah.
Because that does help them arrange and make room to where it's not a safety hazard.
Sure.
Because remember, our thrift store is not very, very big. So when we have a lot of clutter in there, it becomes a safety hazard, and we have to make sure that it's wheelchair accessible
Well, and that's
for
just it. Yeah, your customers come through.
people
and,
who have
retirees
handicap
and things.
issues,
Yeah.
and we want to make sure that it's safe for them to walk through and not get hurt.
It's got to look like a store, not like someone's basement. That's
Or-
kind of,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or one of the garages
Yeah.
from Antique.
Antique Roadshow.
Yeah, Antique Roadshow.
Or,
Yeah.
Pickers.
American Pickers. That's what it is. Pickers. Yeah.
Yeah,
And we gotta
exactly.
climb over this box. Yeah, no.
Yeah, they don't want to look like that. But please call ahead and
Yes.
those donate, because everything you donate, every dime that when they turn around and sell that stuff goes back to pay for vet bills.
And we
Cleaning,
did sign for us to get a new roof. So
Oh, good. So
we are
that's gonna
definitely
happen.
going to need donations. Final cost is over $100,000.
And that's so. And to be honest, if yes, we want you to buy as many refrigerators and clothes as possible. But if you'd like to just make donations for that roof, that would be an amazing thing.
That really would. And if you need a tax receipt and you want to be able to claim it on taxes, we can give you a tax receipt to help you with donations.
And I know everyone's trying to get those in real quick before the end of the year here for their tax write-offs. And please consider the Humane Society as one
Yes,
of those
please do.
recipients.
Like I said, the cost is over $100,000. So, but we have to have the roof because it's starting to bow, and we can't have
you
one
guys
of the
have been
air
kind of milking
conditioner.
it for a while.
We
Yeah.
have, and making repairs and patches here and there, but the building was built in the early 70s,
It's
mid
overdue.
80s.
Yeah.
And so it is way overdue. It has lasted a good amount of time, but it is time
And that's
to.
a flat roof too, isn't it?
It's got a mild pitch.
Does it?
Like, literally, you don't know it's pitched until you're like 25 feet out across
It's probably
the street.
pitched just enough to keep the water from standing on the roof.
It is.
basically.
That's
Yeah.
basically all it is just enough pitch to make the water run down and go into the gutters.
Yeah. But as a flat roof owner myself, I know that there is a little bit more maintenance involved in flat roof structures and things. And so, you can put, like you guys have been putting the Band-Aids on it for as long as you can, but now we're at the point where we need to replace it. We
So
need to
please,
full-
if you have, I don't care if it's 1 penny or 50 pennies or whatever you would have available to help us, we would greatly appreciate it. And if you do need stuff for tax receipts, or if you want to mail something in, put a note. Hey, this is for the roof. Can you please mail me back a tax receipt?
Absolutely.
And we will definitely mail you back a tax receipt, so that way you can file it for your taxes.
Absolutely. If you want another fun way, become a member of the Humane Society.
Yes.
That way you can.
2024 memberships are good to go. I'll be sending out the newsletter probably in a few weeks.
Okay.
We need to get past the Christmas and New Year's holiday before I can even focus on 2024.
Sure.
What comes with the membership?
So when you become a membership, you get a newsletter quarterly. And then I believe they're going to start doing this upcoming year where you get a discount when you shop at the thrift store. So we have like little membership cards that says, I'm a member of the Roswell Humane Society. And then when you present that card, I think they're going to do like 20% off.
Oh, nice. Already on top of the hugely discounted prices for
Right.
the items you're buying. So, yeah.
And then with the membership, when we have our big meeting, like where you vote and help us make decisions.
You get to say
we
in it.
announce when the meetings are going to be and where it's going to be at, and you're invited to come down and give us input.
Yeah. And to be honest, you're always looking for volunteers to serve in that capacity. Because,
We are.
You know, you have your staff and you have some volunteers that come in, but, you know, there's always a ton of work going on, and becoming a member and getting more involved, serving in that way, maybe becoming a volunteer too. You know, that's another, you know, come on the board and say, hey, yeah, I tell all these suggestions at the meeting. Well, then you come and be a part of that solution also to help make those things better and all that. And that's a great way to get involved. But your membership fees, that's money that goes back to the Humane Society. And again, goes back to that roof and taking care of those animals.
Because of Tascosa and how much they support us, when we do our newsletter, I email it over to Danny. They print it out for us free of cost.
Do they still do? Because I know, didn't they used to offer, like, if you need copies and things?
They do. If you
make
need copies,
you bring like food pantry or dog food or something like that, they give it to you for free.
They normally do like a monetary donation.
Okay.
So like if you go in and like if you're getting copies made, they'll tell you just leave a donation for the Humane Society.
Okay.
And then they tell me, you know, hey, we have this here for you, or Daniel or Tracy will bring it by.
Okay.
But if you need copies made, they're free as long as you make a donation to us.
Okay.
And then we're going to start back the first Fridays. I think Danny was telling me in February, we're going to do like every other month. We're going to do themed months like Valentine's Day, Easter, 4th of July. So because they've already got books donated for kids for these events.
Good.
But Tascosa is very wonderful. They donate the printed newsletters for us.
Yeah,
if we could get the postal service to donate postage, that would be great. But
yeah, there's a
it's not gonna
couple
happen.
great businesses like that in town that really go above
Didn't
and
they
beyond.
finally win the show off on the front window?
Oh, did they? I haven't heard. I hadn't heard who won. I missed that.
I thought they were going to announce it.
Maybe they did. I just completely missed it. I just Main Street.
Roswell. Hold
was
on,
Roswell Seed in the running?
Roswell Seed did not do it because they're not close enough to downtown Main Street.
Yeah, they're about block. Well, they still are. They're just
Yes.
a block from the party action.
First
of
place
downtown.
was Tascosa. Second place was Imagine That. And third place was CS Designs.
Well, congratulations.
So, yes, congratulations to everybody. Those were some very, very wonderful, beautiful nativity scenes and just the creations. I was like, I couldn't do that.
That's part of the fun when we always tell you to go down when when you're doing your Christmas shopping and you're enjoying the lights and everything. And like you said, the businesses do their holiday storefronts and everything else.
And I
it's kinda neat
believe
time.
they had that already set up when they had the Christmas light parade.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's usually right when they set it up, is that 1st of December.
Yeah.
When they start. I think the contest starts usually around that 1st of December. So, well, good. Congratulations to them. And,
Yes, very much so.
and thank them
And
for supporting the Humane
Danny was
Society.
like, well, as long as we can make second, I'm not trying to make first. And look at them. They made first. Congratulations.
Shoot for the second and get the first. So,
Yeah.
there
I'm
you
going to
go.
try that. No.
That's right. That sounds like that movie Dodgeball about setting the bar, See, the problem is you're setting the bar too high. You set it low, you're never disappointed.
Agreed.
That was basically the gist of the message. But anyway, as far as adoptions go, how are the cats and dogs?
We have actually had a very busy week. I had 3 vet runs this morning before coming here.
Awesome.
I got a couple more tomorrow.
So pets are getting homes.
We are.
Awesome.
We had stopped adoptions right before Christmas because of, 1, the holiday, and
Right.
2, vets' offices weren't doing
Sure,
surgeries.
it's kind of hard to get all the medical care they need for you to
Right.
adopt during this time.
And so we still have 2 more that we're working on that if they're not finished up this week, they'll be finished up the beginning of next week. But
Okay.
we've had quite a bit of people come in. And, what's really nice is it's not people are wanting to come in to look for gifts. They're coming in to look for family.
Right.
Like, hey, we want to add a member to our family.
Yeah.
So,
well, and even so they're going to be open this week here, and even if you can't get the vets in, you can still go and meet your pet and do
Yes.
everything
And-
leading up to taking the pet to the vet to get spayed or neutered or microchipped and microchipped.
It's only 2 or 3 more days until we're out of the holiday, craziness. So once January 2nd comes, it'll be back to normal and normal
and of course
hours.
They can set you up for in the meet and greet room where you can hang out with the dog or the cat.
I almost had to do an introduction in my office yesterday because we had the cat room full, the puppy room full, and the peewee
What a
room
great
and the
problem to
front
have.
lobby. And I was like, okay, you got to give me just a minute because my office is not big enough for this.
What a great problem to have. I hope you have that more often where there's so many people at one time that they're wanting to spend
Yes.
time. That'd be an amazing problem.
Yesterday was a very, very busy day, and it was a good busy. It
Good.
wasn't, the dreaded busy. It was a very good busy. And I've only got a couple of cats left that are, like, technically available for adoption. I have more in quarantine, but they're not quite ready to come out yet. So,
But give them a week or two, they'll be ready.
yeah, it'll be probably the second week in January because they just came in a couple of days ago.
Okay, and they got to make weight.
And they got to get a little adjusted to the shelter.
Sure. Well, and that's true. I mean, it's a whole, especially for some of these animals that
It's shelter shock. They come in and they're like, whoa. And
they got to
give
get
them some
comfortable.
time to calm down and relax.
Yeah, they're going
And-
to be a little, like, you're going to see that cat or dog right now, and you're like, I don't want that dog. A cat or dog's crazy. All it does is bark and howl or whatever. Well, it's because they're getting acclimated. I'm going to guess, just say you got sent to jail.
You're
that
gonna
first
act
night in
feral,
jail,
too.
first night in jail, you're not going to be too comfortable. But after night 2 or night 3, you're like, all right, I at least got the routine down.
You're gonna act feral and wild because you're gonna not want anybody to mess with you.
Can we
and
rate the coffee cup across the bars, Attica, whatever you're doing, and then
I laugh because every time I see like a metal cup, I pick it up and I go tink it on something and I sing "Let My People Go." And when my husband and I went to Alcatraz this summer,
you did it.
I saw the metal cups and I was all, "Let my people go!" And he's just looking at me like, "Okay, calm down. You were way too excited to be in prison."
Hey, there's some bars in a middle cup. I've got to run
I've
across.
got to do this. But it was, I was like, "Oh my God, I have to do this." And he just looks at me and he's like, "Don't, just stop."
Just act like an adult for a minute, please. No, it's not what I do.
It's my turn to act like a toddler.
That's right. You're the one who's handler. But anyway, I just saw the time. We better wrap it up here.
Yeah. So
if you have any questions,
Yes,
give
please.
the holiday hours for this weekend.
So we're going to be open all the way until noon on Friday or
Okay.
Saturday, sorry. And we'll be closing at noon.
Gotcha.
And then we'll reopen Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. And then the thrift store is going to close at noon as well on Saturday. And then they'll reopen Wednesday morning at 10 a.m.
Yeah. So
we're only taking a half day on Saturday just so that way we can get, the animals situated for New Year's.
Sure.
Because people are going to get fireworks and all of that. And so we got to make sure that we're able to keep them calm.
Backyard, because dogs, even if they've never escaped that yard before, if they're feeling threatened or whatever, you'll be amazed at what they get through.
The 3 busiest days at a shelter: the day after the 4th of July, the day after New Year's, and the day after Christmas.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yep, it's just
So-
be mindful of that.
Please, if your animals have a fear of fireworks, thunder, whatever, keep them inside, put them in a quiet area.
As a person, back when I was a kid, my dog Socks, when I was a teenager, she was one of those dogs. Matter of fact, after I left, one 4th of July, she was like 14. She got freaked out, left, and she was gone. My dad thought, we'll never see her again. They found her, They found her a week later, five miles away.
Wow.
14-year-old dog survived and did all that, and but because she was so freaked out, that's what I'm saying. The dog, it's that adrenaline thing kicks in, and they'll bust through fences.
Fight or flight, they gotta go.
That's what happens, and so just be mindful of that. So if you have dogs, particularly dogs, cats,
They'll run and hide themselves.
Yeah, bring them inside. If need be. Some of these dogs have, like, we had her parents had a lab that was scared of thunderstorms, but you put the dog in the car, cool as can be. So-
My grandmother would have to, when it would start storming in Redoso, go to the house and open the door and let Daisy in the truck.
Yeah.
And she was fine.
Yeah, she's
She'd
fine.
go drive
Like if it was
around
cloudy
with
out,
Daisy.
she'd go out the back porch, look up, it's cloudy, she'd go right back inside.
Yeah, the weather detector.
First dog I ever seen that looked at the weather.
And one time I put on thunder rolls in the beginning.
Oh,
as
she
we're
freaked
thunders
out.
real loud. I was scared.
She's not a Garth Brooks fan.
Not many are nowadays.
But anyway, RoswellHumane.org. Go there, and you can see all the pets there. If you'd like to become a member, that's where you can sign up to do that. You can, and like I said, anybody and anything can become a member. Your pets, your kids, your pet rock, all of the above can become a member of the Humane Society. And Roswell Humane. And if you want to kind of peruse all the animals they're calling, the Humane Society home. You'll find pictures of them at the
On
website.
the website.
If you see not available, they're in quarantine. They're not adopted. They're in quarantine. They're just waiting on weight or waiting on shots or waiting on something. Or maybe they've got, they just came in and they got to make sure they don't have parvo or any of the other communicable diseases before they put them in the general group there. So I guess we got it all.
I think so.
All right. Well, thank you very much, ma'am. Have an amazing new year, and we'll see you in 2024.
Hey, I just
now
got
I
an
can
email.
Say that.
I'm finishing another adoption today. I just got an email.
Oh, sweet.
So
look at that. All right. Keep adopting those. That'd be a problem. We said we're out of pets, guys.
I saw that one shelter, and I don't remember where it was at. Their goal was to have every animal in the shelter adopted before Christmas, and Christmas morning they had a completely empty shelter.
Good for them.
Wow.
Love that.
I was like, huh.
Yeah. Let's see if we can do that here one day. So. All right. It's 10:01. We got to go. I'm officially into the other show where I'm in the news. So you listen to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Have a great day. We'll be back bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow. Take care.
Conservatives.
These are anti-government. We have freedom of religion and freedom of speech.
Violent extremists, and they must be dealt with.
MAGA Republicans threaten the very foundation of our republic.
Mass surveillance, censorship, and armed attacks. There's nowhere to hide.
FBI, we have an arrest warrant.
15 marked units on my property.
Military-styled soldiers pointing an automatic rifle at my head.
Are we becoming a police state?
It may be the Russia other people grew up in, but not my America.
Directed by Dinesh D'Souza, Debbie D'Souza, and Bruce Shuley. Police state sounds the alarm.
What we need is a person, and then we go find out what crime you did. How did we give the state this kind of power?
Police state. They have their lists. Are you next?
If they're coming for me, they're coming for you.
Police state. Buy it or stream it now at salemnow.com. salemnow.com.
Western Colorado Republican is moving east.
2023 was a controversial year in which she was embarrassed by a video of her misbehaving with a date at a Denver musical. After a tight re-election race last year in the state's 3rd district, she appears to have a better chance in the 4th district in a more conservative part of the state. Rhonda Rockstra reporting.
2 higher-end models of the Apple Watch can go on sale again after a federal court temporarily lifted a sales halt ordered by the International Trade Commission due to a patent dispute. The ITC, a federal agency, ordered the halt to block Apple from using specific technologies underpinning a blood oxygen measurement system in its Series 9 and Ultra 2 watches. The court's action will allow sales of the 2 Apple Watch models while it considers whether to reinstate the ITC order as it hears Apple's appeal. Breaking news at townhall.com. A new study from Harvard says social media companies collectively made billions in U.S. advertising revenue from minors last year.
Researchers say their findings show a need for government regulation of social media since the companies that stand to make money from the children failed to meaningfully self-regulate. The platforms themselves do not publicize how much money they make from minors. To come up with a revenue figure, researchers estimated the number of users under 18 for the year 2022 based on population data and other data to estimate how much ad revenue the platforms earned from minors. Researchers say that implementing new regulations as well as greater transparency from tech companies could help alleviate harms to youth vulnerability and mental health. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Another check on Wall Street. The Dow is ahead 56 points. More on these stories.